Good
All
evening,
right.
everyone. Welcome to Thursday Night Nerd Rage Gaming Pokemon League. My name is Dan Hugar. I am here with Brian DeVeza. We are in no way centered on camera, and that's fine. Brian,
okay.
how are you doing, man?
I've been good, man. It's been a while since it's been just the two of us.
It has.
Yeah,
Literally the invitational.
it's either like only one of us or like neither of
Right.
us or like so it's good to have like the core two of us back here, and Bryce is here too, so it's like things are like kind of back to normal.
Dude, it's so nice to have Bryce here when we
I
do
know.
this. So nice.
I
I'm
know.
so bad at running this. Thank you, Bryce, for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the last time we were commentating together was the invitational.
Yeah, I think it was the invitational.
And
yeah.
I'll say the last time I played Pokemon in a competitive event was literally 6 or 7 weeks ago. Like,
Yeah.
it's wild, man.
Mhm.
So I'm happy to be back because we had our first regional in like a month
Yeah.
last weekend.
Toronto. It was a cool event too.
It was.
Yeah.
And we had some really interesting results come out of
I
there,
know. I
too.
didn't expect Dragapult to do as well as it did.
Always expect Dragapult.
Yeah.
Y'all hate on Dragapult, but it is
Yeah.
a very good deck.
I mean, it's cool for me though, because I've definitely been enjoying the deck lately. And I was telling Moshi before, when we were doing our little meta breakdown, that if I was going to the event, I would be playing Dragapult, and I'm glad I made that prediction.
I was
'cause
gonna
feel
say,
like the deck did really good.
It was clearly a good pick. Now, Raging Bolt getting second, I did not have on my
Yeah.
bingo card, but you know,
Did not either.
that's fine. Munoz, how are
Yeah,
you doing?
what's
Thank you
going
for
on?
joining.
Yeah, thanks for joining.
And yeah, it's good to be back with the boys. So
yeah.
for tonight, we have some Pokemon Standard. We got 4 rounds. We got a lot of people building stuff from Toronto Regional. We got some Absol out there. We got a bunch of Dragapult.
Yeah.
We probably got some crazy stuff too.
We got some festival-y probably.
Ah.
Oh, you know,
Yes.
the Greninja.
We do have some Greninja.
We got some Greninja. Yeah.
We may drag Rafal in to talk about his Crisis Punch Crisis when he was playing because we had a couple players there. Kevin did do so great.
Yeah.
Rafal did very well, and
Mhm.
Eli just
Almost there.
this close.
Yeah.
Yes. But still cool to see.
I think Evan also made day 2, didn't he?
Evan did make day 2
Yeah, even though
and
he's not
then
here.
had a less than ideal day 2.
Yeah.
But I think actually he and Rafal both ended up with 256.
Yeah.
Which I'll
Good.
take it.
Yeah.
But all right, we can go ahead and get into our first game here. And we have Flareon versus the aforementioned Absol.
Yeah, interesting. So it's funny because I remember when talking about the meta breakdown with Christian, we said that Flareon was like a terrible play for the event, and I actually saw one do pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was either top 16 or 32.
I had the stats pulled up, and I've
Yeah.
already blanked on it. So
Yeah,
let me pull
I
those
know. I
up.
was like looking at the limitless results just to see like if there's something else I should be playing instead. And the only kind of consensus I made it to was I should probably still play Dragapult.
Well, so there was a Flareon in top 16, but it was
Yeah.
Emma Hagen. So that is
Yeah,
not a fair comparison for the deck because
Definitely.
she is just way too good.
incredible player.
And Josh, I hope you are just recovering.
Yeah,
dude.
definitely.
Like,
yeah.
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself for sure.
All right, so then, Brian, tell us about this matchup.
Yeah, so the Absol is a pretty interesting matchup here just because it likes to prey on just like hand trap and just like, you know, discarding cards, takes advantage of Monkey Dory, while this Flareon deck likes to take advantage of the Noctowl engine, which likes to keep lots of cards in hand and stuff like that. So it's going to be kind of like a battle of like resource management, I feel like, with a matchup like this.
And Flareon's one of those interesting decks where you get to pull off really cool combos, but you only get so many tries at that.
Yeah.
So if you are going to do that, you're going to have to be relatively aggressive. And boy, oh boy, is Rafal going to have a response with that precious trolley in
having
hand.
trolley off rip is always super good to have. So he's going to have a lot of options from here on out. And I'm wondering if we're going to see his special tech card that he was kind of talking about with us earlier.
Ooh, and we can
Yeah.
talk about that in a bit.
Yeah.
But so we do see the fan rotom for Alex, which is a huge deal because now we're going to be able to get those Hoot Hoots, those Pidgeys, just everything out.
Yeah, definitely. And being able to start with Fan Rotom on any sort of Noctowl-based deck is optimal. You want to see that card on turn 1. And if you're not seeing it, you're already pretty much off to a slower start than you would like.
Well, and also that with the Eevee in the active spot, because that's one of the issues with this deck, is you need that Terra Pokemon in order to use Noctowl. Excuse me, but you only play a limited number, and typically you would go for Terrapagos or something.
Yeah.
But you can't evolve Terrapagos into a Flareon.
Yeah.
So having that Eevee first is a big deal.
Definitely, and that's why they kind of split the EV line, like kind of the way it is, with like, you know, playing the little baby ones as well as with the EX too, just because you get a lot of utility with both.
And the EX is a big deal because 200 HP is not that great for a 2-prizer,
Yeah.
but having that Terra like effect of not being able to snipe it, and just being something you can throw in the active in a position like this and not worry about it getting knocked out turn 1.
Definitely, definitely. So, wondering if Alex has any moves kind of left with the turn, but looks like we're going to be passing it back on to Rafal. And ooh, already gets down that stadium card that he was looking at earlier, and I was wondering if you play that first before you play.
So I think it's tricky
Yeah.
because the stadium card Brian's talking about there is a
Yeah.
Risky Ruins.
Yeah.
And so that, whenever you play a non-dark basic Pokemon onto your board, through any mechanism, you put 2 damage counters on it. Part of the advantage is that it would allow Rafal to build up some damage for Monkey Dory to use. The issue is if Rafal does go into Kangaskhan, Alex can go Crispin Crystal and one-shot Kangaskhan
That's
if it
true.
goes down to 280 HP. And that is going to accelerate the game way too much for Rafal's liking.
Yeah, definitely, especially when we have all these 3 prizers here as well. But it looks like Roth is just kind of eyeing the TM Energize, or the Turbo Energize here.
And Turbo Energize
Yeah.
is such a key part of this deck because it is how you kind of get the engine going and start to build up your attackers.
Yeah, definitely. It's good too because you're able to accelerate not just like your main attacker, but putting those dark energies on the Monkey Dory is also super huge here because we'll be able to start moving the damage counters away and stuff like that. And that's kind of like what made this engine so good in the first place is you're able to manipulate with the Monkey Dory to get exactly 6 damage counters onto something in the active, and then that first attack is able to just take the instant knockout.
Absolutely. And so on Alex's end, Alex also can respond with a 1-hit KO on Absol with that Leafeon. But, like, Brian, do you see those lovely fire energy come down?
Yeah, that's an interesting one too. I'm trying to figure out where those fire energies are going to be going.
So there is an attacker that Tord has added to here that Rafal's using in the, well, I was just going to say it, but in the Moltres.
Oh,
So-
the Moltres. That's the new one that came out in the most recent set, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out because I saw that there was some Dragapult lists that were playing that one.
I have it in my Dragon Ball
Yeah.
This is cool.
Yeah, and it's like I was trying to see is like what the math kind of adds up for. Does it? It doesn't take out Goldengo though, doesn't
No,
it?
so it does 220.
Yeah, 220. It maxed out at 220, right?
But that's a huge deal because you
Yeah.
can hit with a single prizer to
Oh,
put something
yeah.
up to 220 and then gust up, dust roll, dust noir, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
and set up 4 much cleaner, easier knockouts without having to expose a 2-prizer and shorten the game.
Definitely. Okay. yeah.
Also, it one-shots Genesect.
Oh, definitely. Okay. Okay. I'm definitely a believer now, so I will be testing that now.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's optimal, but Saris Jones, top 4, did
Yeah.
play Moltres in her deck.
Definitely. Yeah, I was watching a few of those cut games, and it's super cool to see NRG alumni, Justin
Yeah.
Templar, make first Masters cut. But yeah, it was definitely cool just to see like all the kind of shenanigans kind of evolve from the weekend.
Well, second Masters
Yeah.
cut, actually, because
yeah,
he made
second.
cut at LAIC.
That's true. That
And
is
he was
true.
one of the former seniors that did not get disqualified. But we
Yeah.
can move on to
Yeah,
the
we
game.
can. Yeah, we can move on.
So, Brian, talk us through what Alex is doing here.
Yeah, definitely. So now that we have that Terra Pokemon in play, we're able to play that Noctowl, and now we're going to kind of see what kind of pieces we want here. Alex already eyeing the rare candy here to kind of accelerate straight into Pidgeot, which I really like a lot because we do want to see that Pidgeot come out eventually. And then I think we're also looking at is that boss's orders potentially.
And I'm kind of curious what we're going to
Yeah.
boss here.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm trying to see if that's something we're going to try to keep in hand or if we're going to try to take like a knockout and maybe like Monkey Dory or something like that.
So that's one of the
Yeah.
risks with this deck. Risks with this deck
Uh-huh.
is if you are going to attack into Absol or into the deck, and if you leave damage on the board, that terminal period attack from Absol can just delete something with some assist from Monkey Dory.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like if you're really wanting to put pressure onto the Absol, you need to kind of take care of the Monkey Dory first. So that might be something that Alex might be thinking about here, but it looks like instead we're kind of looking at the Ultra Ball and the Rare Candy, which is just going to look to go straight into Pidgeot here.
Which Pidgeot is such a good piece to get because it will
Yeah.
enable Alex's game plan for the rest of the game. I just don't know what we're going to attack with this turn.
Yeah, definitely. So it's definitely one of the strengths of this Noctowl-based engine is that we're able to just have Pidgeot here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oh wait, we already have Pidgeot in hand,
So
so
we
this
do have
might
Pidgeot in hand.
this might just be like an Ultra Ball for like Flareon or something like that. But I think we also have one in hand.
So my guess is we're actually going to go for a
Yeah.
Leafeon knockout on Absol.
Yeah, that could be cool too. Definitely. Yeah, the Leafeon, I feel like we've been seeing a lot more with the rise of stuff like the Zoroark, and now that like Charizard's been kind of like big in the meta as well. It's good to kind of see that
Absolutely.
um, in our rotation here.
And I think that's the question for Alex is, okay, in order to go in and knock out this Absol, I need the Crystal Energy attachment onto this Eevee, evolve into Leafeon, and then Gust.
Yeah.
And that's not a ton, but that's going to take some resources
Yeah,
here.
definitely. So it looks like we're going for that second Noctowl so we can commit to that play here. And it looks like we might just grab like, yep, it's going to be Crystal and Boss here. And then we're probably going to quick search maybe for one of the other pieces here.
And I got to imagine this Nest Ball is getting us another Eevee.
Yeah.
Or something
Or
similar.
like a follow-up attacker.
Oh, what is
Yeah.
that? We are getting another
there we
Eevee.
go.
Okay.
Second EVEX too.
That's an
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah,
inclusion
I
in
kind
here.
of like that play, to be honest, though, because, I mean, when we have a Monkey Dory already with energy as well, oh, it looks like we're going for the Flareon
Oh.
here. And we might just be going for the boss play.
I don't mind this as long as it's not Absol.
Yeah,
I think it can almost has to be Monkey Dory here.
yeah, definitely.
We'll see
Let's
what the
see.
choice is.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, good.
And if we're going to make a move, this feels like the move. I don't love getting rid of Crystal, but if we're able to throw 2 energy on the benched EVEX to set up Leafeon, that's pretty good.
Yeah, definitely. And kind of like what I was saying earlier is it's good that we're putting the second EVEX down just because when we do have presence of like Monkey Dory and stuff, those baby EVs can get knocked out very easily. So being able to have something a little bit more buff in the or like on the board period will allow those EVs to kind of stay on the board longer.
Oh, we are not going for a Leafeon here, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like we might just be going straight up for the second Flareon attack here.
Why do you think that's the line?
I feel like just being able to have that big damage to knock out one of the 3 prizers, I think that might be what we're looking to do here.
Which, I mean, that isn't bad.
Yeah, I feel like it's okay just because, like, as soon as we knock out a 3 prizer, we can take out something like the Latias to finish the game.
The one thing I was
Yeah.
thinking is Leafeon knocks out that 3 prizer so much more easily. Although
Yeah.
Flareon can get to the 280 on Absol as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, we see the
Yeah.
Fez come down. Well, it's a bold move, Cotton.
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, but I feel like even though we have, like, the Latias already, it's probably fine that we have the Fez too.
And we have Petron already down
Yeah.
too, so we got a bunch of squishy 2 prizers.
Definitely.
So then, talk us through Rafal's turn. What's Rafal trying to do here to respond?
Yeah, so I think Roth is looking to do some sort of Absol play. I think we're going to maybe look for, like, one of the, like hand trap attacks here to discard some cards here. That's what I'm thinking here. Yep, looks like that's what we're going for here. We're going to get the free retreat with that Latias, and I think we're going to start eating at some of those resources on Alex's hand here.
Which I don't mind, because right now
Yeah.
we have Pidgeot EX, but we don't have a Hoot Hoot down.
Yeah,
So there's no... Alex is going to be able to search a single card out of their deck.
definitely.
That may not be enough.
Yeah, definitely. So, wonder what we can grab here with the Arven. Oh, I do like the charm here.
And actually, I
Yeah.
love this combination of
Definitely.
Charm Countercatcher.
Yeah, definitely. So we can at least try to take some sort of prize here. And then also put that charm there just to buff up that Absol more, just so that other attack from the Flareon doesn't just completely knock out the 3 prizer.
So here's one of
Yeah.
the issues with Rafal putting down Yveltal instead of another monkey. We're going to be able to do this. Alex is going to hit back into the Absol, but we're not going to be able to build a second attacker very easily.
Yeah, I think that's like our main issue here as well. Just being able to just be a little bit more capped with the amount of damage that we kind of do.
And
Ooh, okay, we get rid of some resources here.
none of those are really too bad for Alex
Yeah.
to lose, though.
I know. I would say maybe the Nest Ball, just because it like turns off like potential of Fez, or at least makes it harder for Fez to come into play.
It's exactly, and it prevents it out of getting maybe another Hoot Hoot or something similar.
Yeah.
All right,
definitely.
so see what
So
Alex draws.
yeah, so we're gonna draw. Don't know what we got here.
And if y'all can hear some noise in the background, that is because we have a crap ton of people here. So Nerd
Yeah.
Rage has Magic, One Piece, and Pokemon here. So we got like 7,500 people in the store
Yeah,
right
I know
now.
there's a lot of people here today, and it's a lot for the staff. I feel like a lot for the staff to kind of handle, but I mean, big ups to everybody for being able to run all 3 events at the same time. I think that's pretty awesome that they're able to do that.
It is. And okay,
Yeah.
with that Hoot Hoot coming down, now that's actually a huge deal. We got
Yeah.
rid of that Nest Ball because we can't go get Fez or something to supplement it.
Yeah, definitely. Or if we want to get Fez, we would need to quick search for it.
We would. And
Yeah.
quick search for draw 3 does not feel amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't, because I feel like we'd just much rather have a supporter here. Yeah, so looks like the quick search coming in.
And we do have Flareon to attack, but it's not that great of an attack, to be honest,
Yeah,
right now.
it's not like we have much. It's like our kind of damage is definitely capped here.
It is, and
Yeah.
I don't think this list plays Tool Scrapper.
Yeah. Don't believe so. I
So
feel
what,
like we've
what does
been kind of-
Alex get here?
I feel like we get some sort of supporter here. Either get like a hand disruption or like a draw support, like a Lilies or something like that. Just something to kind of buff up the hand going into the next turn. Because I feel like we can't really do too much to take any sort of big knockout here unless we were to go like another like Gust for like Evital or something like that. I feel like that's the only other knockout we can really take here.
And honestly, Gust Evital doesn't do much for us
It
because it
doesn't,
means we
yeah.
still have to take 2 knockouts.
Exactly. So it seems that we're going to just try to punch into the Absol here and just kind of hope that there's no other way for Fall to get those damage counters moved around.
And so it looks like
Yeah.
Alex is going to go with Nest Ball for Fez.
Okay.
Which, honestly, great choice by
Yeah,
Rafal then to give her the Nest Ball
definitely.
because it forces Alex to burn Pidgeot.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
So we're going to get the Fez down here. And we'll kind of see where we can take the turn from here. Doesn't seem very promising right now, but
And that's exactly
Yeah.
it. Alex is going to be able to get off an attack.
Yeah.
We are going to accelerate some energy. But man, that attack does not feel good.
definitely, especially if we kind of whiff on the secondary attacker or anything like that, it's not going to feel great.
No, because then we're going to have a tough time following up.
Yeah. Ooh, we're not looking too good here. And you can kind of see on Alex's face, not really impressed with the cards that were drawn here.
So there's one weird thing Alex could do. We can set up the Pheasantipity as an attacker.
Yeah, that's definitely something we could do. Cruel Arrow is an attack.
It is a thing we could
Yeah.
do. It doesn't feel great, but
Yeah.
it is a thing we can do.
Definitely.
And so this is kind of that issue, and one of the reasons why Absol's so good is because Rafal only stripped a Nest Ball, but that ended up being maybe not catastrophic, but a
Yeah.
huge deal for Alex.
Definitely. So it looks like we're going to accelerate 1 energy onto the Flareon.
Does it have to be to the bench? I think it may have
Good
to be
question.
the bench. I will look that up. But Brian, talk us through this turn.
Yeah, definitely. So Ralph's been drawn here.
Nope, just one of your Pokemon.
Yeah, just one to your Pokemon. Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so don't have much we can do here. Looks like we're going to be drawing or retreating into the Kangaskhan, so we could draw 2 extra cards. Okay, we got a boss and a
pretty
Nest
good
Ball
cards.
off of that. You can see what this Pokegear can get us.
So what is Rafal trying to do here?
You know, oh, okay, so we can grab the penny here to get the Kangaskhan back out, and then looks like we can try to just get another attack out of here. That's really what I'm thinking right now. Or we can also use the Petch to get back into the active and just hopefully gust something here to...
To be honest,
Yeah.
my guess would be we penny either Yveltal or
Penny-
Fez or something,
Yeah.
and then put down a monkey and attach. Because we got to start fixing math somewhere.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so the Petch can move up here. So at least we can bring the... Ooh, we're going to bring the Yveltal up?
I love this play.
Yeah.
So bring Yveltal up to switch it out.
Yeah.
Move into the Absol, and then this allows us to put Risky Ruins down, put down Monkey Dory, and then start to move that damage off.
Definitely. So the Risky Rune's going to put the 2 damage counters onto the Monkey Dory here.
And honestly, I think that's fantastic because this means next turn Rafal has 2 damage to work with.
Yeah, definitely. So we have like damage to work with now, and then damage to work with next turn as well. Okay, so we're going to be able to bump out that area 0 as well. And that's going to also limit Alex's flexibility too. So we're going to go in with the Monkey Dory. We're going to move 2 damage counters off.
Yeah, so actually 3, which is also
Oh,
a big
yeah,
deal.
Definitely.
So Alex will be able to Carnelian and knock out this Absol, but then Alex can't attack next turn.
Yeah.
And it's going to make it a lot harder to do anything big here. Oh, this is huge.
Yeah. Why is this huge?
So Briar is going to be a big way for Alex to make a comeback.
Oh, yeah.
Also, getting rid of either the Jet Energy or the Leafeon are going to make it much harder for Alex to respond. But
okay,
at this
so
point,
Alex pretty much needs all these cards in order to make the comeback.
and that's kind of it.
Yeah.
So I will say I much would have preferred to see the Jet Energy go down.
Yeah.
But I think Rafal's assuming this Flareon's going to die next turn.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's pretty much just like forcing Alex to make sure that there's an Eevee on the board, or else, I mean, this comeback mechanic is not going to work.
Right.
Okay, so going on to this turn now, Alex definitely has some work to do here. Not really much that we drew here, just the Fan Rotom. But we still have Quick Search, so Quick Search can still get us something. It's just, what can we do here?
And so Fez won't allow Alex to draw.
Yeah.
There's no supporters in hand. We just
Yeah.
top decked a Fan Rotom.
It's tough.
Do we just get Niono or something
Yeah,
here?
we definitely have to get some sort of draw support. And I guess, like, our option was we either get it last turn or we get it this turn. And it looks like we're kind of forced to now.
And so what
Yeah.
is Alex eyeing up here? Because that's an Iono.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not good. Because how does Alex win this game?
Yeah. Doesn't seem good now just because, I mean, we committed all these resources. We did this whole double Noctowl play, and we've only taken 1 prize so far, so it's not looking super, super good here.
And so that was kind of my issue before, is going in and knocking out a monkey is good. You're not leaving any damage on the board. But at the same time, like you said, use double knockdown to take a single prize and barely have a follow-up attacker set up.
Yeah, definitely. And then, like, Roth barely had to go through any effort to sort of get that Monkey Dory kind of back into play.
Right.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of like the trade-off is like the amount of kind of effort that goes into making the play. Yeah, so we're going to see 5 cards come on here from Alex.
Ooh.
Not much. I mean, you've got the Trumpet, got some energies, Gravity Mountain.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Gravity Mountain's a nice one to have.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to start to limit the amount of energy, or not, I mean, damage counters that Roth is going to be able to put into play, which is something. But I don't know if we're going to really be able to take advantage of the whole stage 2 mechanic here. It's more so just to bump the stadium here, and now Alex is going to be able to take 3 prizes to get down to 2. So big knockout here for Alex, but Roth is kind of now on the back burner here.
And so I think Rafal has an opportunity here because we can take a knockout with Moltres.
Yeah, definitely. So the Moltres is going to be kind of huge here. So I think we do have it in hand here. It's all about just going to be getting that energy now, and it looks like we do have it just because we do have the Night Stretcher here too. Pretty solid already.
So it is. I know we're thinking of playing that Arvin, but to be honest, we kind of got to disrupt Alex here, right?
Yeah, I kind of want to see the draw 2 first here, which I'm kind of glad we did do. So at least we kind of dig through the deck, see everything that we can kind of do first.
Unfortunately, all those were terrible.
Yeah, definitely. Not the greatest, but at least we're still guaranteed our attack here. Yeah, it's just tough, though, because, I mean, we've got 3, easy 2 prize liabilities here. And I don't know, is Flareon playing Bear?
That, I think, is the big question right
Yeah.
now. Because if Flareon is, Alex basically has game.
basically wins, yeah.
But if it's not,
Yeah.
Rafal's in such a good position.
Definitely, definitely. So it looks like we might just be eyeing the Moltres here or the Arven.
I think Rafal's just debating what supporter to play here.
Yeah. Looks like we'll be moving some damage counters here. We're going to be putting those, I guess, into the active.
So that is going to take it to 250.
Yeah, I don't know how much that really changes. It doesn't seem like much.
So it does allow another risky ruin to be the difference maker.
Okay.
But I don't know how much that matters here.
Yeah.
I think what I would say is if that was going to be the move, we must be attacking with something different.
Yeah, because I feel like we need some sort of attack here. Ooh,
Wait.
Penny to rebench.
Bench, take the 2 damage, attach to Monkey, Monkey the 2, knock out the Flareon.
Okay, and then we can still attack here too.
We can.
Oh, this is interesting. This Risky Ruin card is starting to really show out here.
It is. So now, number one, was that cool as hell? That was so cool.
Yeah.
Did that in any way advance Rafal's game plan?
Not really.
Sort of.
It's debatable.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Like, it was the cool play, for sure. And I think the reason
Oh,
Rafal...
wait, did we play Penny already?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bryce
Yeah.
Keelam. So, we did already play
double
Penny, so we're
support
not
here.
allowed to do that.
All right, cool. We got that figured. Cool.
All right.
Good we
So-
caught that quick.
Here's the downside. This is technically a game loss because we did shuffle in
Yeah.
the IO at the bottom of
Yeah.
the deck. If Alex is cool with it, I'm not going to yell at people.
Yeah.
We're playing in locals, guys. This
Yeah.
is not catastrophic.
We're kind of here for fun.
Yeah. If it was a challenge, sorry,
Yeah.
Rafal.
Sorry, Roth.
But again, we're playing locals. But this is also why you and I watch this, Brian, so we can catch this stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely found myself like zoning out in games and stuff like that. So being able to catch things definitely kind of keeps me on, keeps me like ahead of myself here.
Which is wise.
Yeah,
It's good, too.
It's always good too. Yeah. So it looks like we're just gonna go straight into the Absol here instead.
And I think we were trying to go for a Turbo Energize,
Yeah.
but that's just not going to
That's
happen.
Not gonna happen.
All right. So, do we have game on Alex's end?
If we have a bear, I think we got it here.
So,
I feel like though the first thing we should have done though is we should have just promoted the Pidgeot first, right?
So I think what Alex's concern was that Rafal had some tricky shenanigans.
Oh
to
yeah,
knock
that's
out
true.
The
That's
Pidgeot.
true. That's true. Yeah.
Because Pidgeot is a liability there.
Yeah, because we didn't end up knocking out anything, so I was thinking that something got knocked out in the first place. So
Ooh, Water Pond is interesting here.
yeah, Water Pond been a really hot card right now in these Noctowl decks, just because it helps you just speed up so much. Okay.
Are we?
Oh, we do have bear.
Oh, Sweet Night Stretcher for
Yeah.
Bear.
Bear. Jet.
Jet.
Ah,
Gust.
there we
All
go.
right.
There
So-
we go.
Blood Moon Ursaluna
Yeah.
taking down the game for Eevee.
Bear's such a good card, man.
It's such a good
It's such a good card.
Do we have a second game, Bryce? Awesome.
Cool. All right, let's see what else we got here.
All right, so Brian, talk us through what the heck's
Yeah,
happening here.
Okay, we got Frostlass, Monkey Dory, and we have Dragapult here, so that's cool. This Dracloak here doesn't seem to have any energy on here, so I'm wondering if we're going to be able to attack soon.
I am also wondering that
yeah,
itchy
it's
smash.
Itchy Smash, you got that right.
I mean, it looks like if we're able to get a Neo Uppy, we're going to be
Yeah,
cooking here,
definitely.
but
Or
I don't know if that's a thing.
I feel like even if we get a
Oh, even if we get a Luminous.
yeah, Luminous Energy, that would win us the game too. So we're going to draw 3 here. Oh, no.
Well, Iono could get us there.
Could. Let's see.
And so we are going to see the Buddy Poffin, and with the intent of just thinning out the deck. The nice part, honestly, oh, never mind. We should certainly not put down a Duskull here.
Yeah,
But
no.
a Dreepy's probably fine.
Yeah, Dreepy's probably fine too, just because it's going to, I don't know about that, Ben.
Okay.
It's funny too because like Ben and I will talk after locals and stuff like that, and we're gonna beginning to start like going over like VODs and stuff whenever he's on
Yeah.
stream and stuff. And I've like sent him stuff before already, and this could definitely be a little piece that we talk about.
So I will say, I have no problem putting Duskull down if you're putting 2 down.
Yeah, yeah, I 1000% agree. Just because like if like trying to get the Dusclops play off to kind of checkmate is like your play here, but I don't know.
And so here's the major risk. There is going to be an opportunity here for Nick to take 2 prizes this turn.
Yeah, definitely.
Including knocking out the Dracloak.
Yeah.
And that's bad.
That is bad. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, Ben only needs to get one prize here in order to kind of win, but kind of depends. I mean, there's like a certain point that we can kind of get to where we can kind of just like take our time before taking our time is losing the game.
Correct. And we're just doing some math here for Frostlass damage, and Ben's board is ticking up a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
But the issue is, we're now at a point where Monkey Dory's no longer going to win the game for Ben.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see.
So this is tough for Nick, because I guess, what is Nick's line here? What does he need to do?
I think he's just wanting to disrupt. He wants to just make sure that Ben has the fewest resources possible to finish off this game.
Which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely.
I think the downside here is because we only had 3 damage on 2 Pokemon. Oh, and we miss.
Definitely.
Oh, but that helps.
That helps too, yeah. So now Jamming Tower becomes something that we need too.
If we want to win by Monkey, yes.
Yeah.
The good news for Ben is we can win with Blood Moon Ursaluna.
Yeah.
We can also, if we don't move the damage off the active, we can win with... Actually, never mind. This is super terrible and sketchy.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I'm trying to do here.
Oh. No. This is not ideal. So, Brian, talk us through why that is not ideal.
Oh, man. Because, I mean... Now we can Fez, because did we take the knockout with the Itchy Pollen?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now we can Fez, and
Yeah.
Fez can help us find, like, anything we need.
Definitely.
And so...
I don't know if this is the right line, though. Do you play the Iono first before you play the Fez, or do you Fez first? I feel like Fez first is what we're supposed to do here.
So I don't mind Iono with the intent to disrupt Nick.
Yeah.
The only reason I think you Fez first is if you're trying to hit a... what is it? A Lilies or something off of it.
Okay, so we hit Ursula. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Does this change anything?
I don't think so.
No. Doesn't seem like it.
I really don't want us to bench Bear here.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I think attaching the Psychic Energy even to Monkey seems fine.
Yeah. Because, I mean, that means we could also win via... ooh.
Oh, so Brian, tell us why that's a horrible
I
choice.
I don't like it. Just because, I mean, you can get locked. You can get locked. You can put damage counters on it. It can get, there's a lot of like ways that Bear can can hurt you. It's kind of like almost like starting Bear to where it's just like kind of just stuck there.
Well, so and that's the issue is Bear's a giant liability, especially for item locked.
Definitely.
And so I don't mind that on Fez, but I would honestly rather it be on Monkey.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, man. Because now, if Nick really wants to, he can just gust around it.
And I mean, I think that's the goal.
Yeah.
Is
we have to put something else down, like, I don't even know, like, maybe gust up anything. I guess that isn't the Bear, unless we're going to try to take all the prizes at once. But I don't think there's, like, a way that we really can.
I don't think so. So we can knock out that Duskull, but then we're an energy away for Ben from losing the game.
Yeah.
So I don't think we actually want to take any prizes this turn.
Yeah, I feel like if we take prizes, we take like one at the most.
Actually, I don't even think we take one. And the reason why is because that would enable Ben to win with another energy.
That's fair, yeah.
Bears should have a damage
That
counter.
is
Tim,
true.
thank
Yeah,
you.
very
Bryce, do you
true.
mind yelling at them?
Yeah.
Thank you for catching that, man. I
Yes,
appreciate
thank
it.
you, thank you. Got to keep us in check as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
agreed.
Beautiful,
All right, there you go. Perfect.
beautiful. There we go.
So then Nick is going to get 6 clean cards here, which is
Yep.
fantastic.
Okay, let's see. Let's see.
So how does Nick win this game?
I think it's like a multi-turn kind of thing here.
Don't do it, Nick.
Yeah, I
Don't
feel like
knock it out.
we need to start setting up the damage counters to where we can take, like maybe we could put 3 on like one of the Duskulls, and then we could put 3 on the Dreepy here, and then
I'd actually love to see 3 go onto the Monkey or Fez.
yeah, and then end up just using the Itchy Pollen from there too. Okay. Do we pass on? Do we win?
We do not yet because Nick actually has 3 prizes
3
remaining.
prizes,
So we
so
need a double attachment
Double
to bear
attach.
to close out the
Okay,
game.
Okay.
And so this is actually why taking a knockout would have been so catastrophic
Yeah.
if we could,
Definitely.
because then Ben would just win.
Definitely. And it's like tricky too because I don't know if Ben realizes too that this could end pretty quickly too.
And I think Ben sees that we just need a second attachment onto bear to close this out.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we just put the uppies down.
Is there a reason not to?
I don't see a reason not to.
Like, the biggest risk is that Nick traps something else.
Yeah.
But that's okay if he does.
Yeah. Artisan. Okay, so we do have Latias. I think that's kind of like one of the things he was looking for, is he wants to see if he gets trapped, if he's truly trapped. Don't think he is. So I think we can commit this uppies perfectly fine.
I would tend to agree.
Yeah.
Because also, we may want to hit a Luminous on Monkey. We're probably not seeing a Dragapult.
Yeah.
And yeah, I would love to see this attached to the bear.
Yeah.
Wait, do we just scoop it up?
I don't think he saw like a way out. Oh, they're in time.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That makes sense. So, I mean, Brian, kind of walking us through that game, who do you think wins?
I honestly feel like Nick wins. It's tough though because Ben is in top deck mode, so we don't really know what the next turn kind of results in. But I feel like Nick kind of like set himself up to win that in the way that he did.
So I think he was favored. The only issue is Nick only had a single energy down on Monkeys.
That's true.
And
yeah.
so there was an air balloon that I thought was an energy, but it was an air balloon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's actually a chance Nick knocked himself out and gave up his last prize before Ben even had to do anything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it looks like it ends in a tie. And
Yeah.
for those watching at home, this is why you play at pace.
Yes.
Because, also, Brian, you can scoot over this
Yeah,
way a little more.
definitely.
But because you're going to run out of time in a regional.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you need to get 2 games at the minimum-ish, 1 to 2 games to kind of really decide who wins. And then, like, if you fall behind early, you're really going to need to pick up the pace if you want to win the best of 3.
100%. And so with 50 plus 1, there is a whole lot less margin to squeak out a
Yeah.
Game 3 win.
Definitely.
And honestly, though, the tie rate has stayed pretty low.
Yeah, and I've also been seeing that, especially on the stream, they've been really strict about pace of play, too. They've been definitely
Yes.
handing out a lot of penalties for pace of play.
And as much as I would love more consistency in general, I'm okay with that, man.
Yeah, definitely. It's not going to be something you see on the floor. It's super, like, too much, but especially if there's going to be people, like, watching the game consistently, like judges watching the game consistently, it's something that we'll probably be seeing in, like, the top cut, higher tables kind of thing.
And so this is something I'd recommend for everyone watching this. Call a judge.
Yeah.
If your opponent is playing slow, if they're not moving, if they're taking 5 minutes for a deck search, not even that. If they're taking
Yeah.
a minute for a deck search, call a judge. There is
Definitely.
absolutely nothing wrong with trying to enforce the rules and not let your opponent control the clock.
Yeah, definitely. And not to say that, like, they're also not watching at all the other tables, because I remember at EUIC last year, the person next to me was also playing Gardevoir, and one of the judges timed the guy's turn.
Good.
Yeah, which is a good
I'm
thing.
glad.
I
Good
mean,
judge.
it made me want to play faster too.
Good.
It made me play faster too because I was like, "Oh man, am I next?" Like, but yeah, it's definitely something too that like these judges, if they see that you're going to be playing like these like slower kind of decks, they're going to be really on you to play I guess, faster. You don't have to play like crazy fast, but just maintain a good, consistent pace of play. You know, we just want to be able to see these games like end.
100%.
Yeah.
So the one other thing I would add too is if the judge says something like, I found out in Sevilla, no, it's okay. Each person can take an average of 15 seconds per turn. That is a lie.
Yeah.
Do not listen.
Mm-hmm.
And you are always allowed to appeal to the head judge.
Definitely.
And also, I recognize it's awkward. Like, no
Yeah.
one wants to be that guy.
I know.
Be that guy.
Yeah, especially too, because like at the end of the day, it's just shiny cardboard. We're playing a
100%.
game and stuff like that. But you know, some people's livelihoods kind of like fall on this. You know, a lot of people do this for a living, so being able to kind of keep up with that is definitely huge. We got the Greg Mirror match.
Mirror. Goodness.
Oh,
so, who was favored in the mirror here?
Dude, I have no idea. I think whoever gets the tree evolve first.
So I'm actually curious to see if that's how it pans out.
Yeah.
So Ryan and Kevin are both Nerd Rage team members. So this
Yeah.
is a lot of team violence happening
Yeah,
here.
definitely.
And they
Best
both have
hair wins.
What? Well, we got Hood versus Hair, so I
Yeah.
think Ryan is favored.
Definitely.
Starting Pheasantipity though is not the way to go.
Yeah.
But we see some buddy poffins. We see some good stuff happening.
Yeah, we definitely do. Alrighty.
Wait. Is this Greninja?
I think it is Greninja.
It's just with a bunny?
I think he plays it with the bunny. I don't know what the bunny really is for, but he plays it with the bunny.
I mean, the bunny seems cool
Yeah,
at a minimum.
Definitely.
But
I don't know, because I feel like the Greninja itself is a very serviceable attacker.
to be honest, the bunny may just be. Oh yeah, it is with the bunny. It may just be to clean up stuff like Latias or other things
Oh,
that
that's
aren't
fair.
fighting weak.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
And it also gives a shred attack
the shred attack is pretty good too.
because
yeah.
Crustle still exists.
Crustle definitely does exist. That is true. So okay, I can see the vision now.
There is a vision. There is a
Yeah.
vision. Now in this mirror match, this is not a good vision because in
Yeah.
case you didn't know, Bunny's weak to fighting.
Yeah, bunny is weak to fighting, and a lot of people have been really exposing that. I feel like too past rotation, it'll also be exposed a little bit more if people really start committing to the Lucario.
Do you think Lucario's big post rotation?
I think so. I think
Okay.
I literally was telling people. I think I was telling Moshi. I think it's literally going to be fighting Mew VMAX.
Really?
Yeah,
Interesting.
I literally think the deck is going to be fighting Mew VMAX.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just because we have the Hariyama Gust,
We have the Gus, and then we have the Power Pros. It's literally just fighting Mew VMAX.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm curious to see if that pans out.
Yeah,
so
because no Gardevoir anymore.
that's a fair point.
I feel like it's going to be kind of decent.
And goodness me, Ryan
Yeah.
is cooking here.
Yeah, definitely. All
You
right.
do have the Crisis Punch.
Yep, the Crisis Punch.
So why is going second so important in this matchup?
I mean, going second is important for a bunch of reasons. Going second is good
It's
because if you get the Badoo down, you can Itchy Pollen right away. And then you also get to play turn one supporter, which is also good too. Because that can kind of help either strengthen your hand, strengthen your board, disrupt. There's a lot of things you can kind of do with turn one supporter.
That makes
Yeah.
a ton of sense. And then also with double Buddy Poffin and an Artisan, you can set up a heck of a board.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We can get a full board here. So we're going to be able to get the Pidgey down. We got a second, was it Froakie?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
I
the only
almost said Sobble, and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
that's a different deck.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? So the only thing for Ryan is, do we want to use that Artisan to get a Duskull, or do we want to try to dig for Latias?
I think that's what we're trying to do first. I think we're going to try to dig first, and if we can't, we're going to go for the Duskull.
And that makes a lot of sense. Or
Yeah.
even if we just hit a Water Energy.
Definitely.
Going for the Duskull makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like if we hit the Duskull, it's going to force Kevin to want to get the Pidgeotto. Because if we don't, then the Dusclops is just going to instantly take that prize.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I see Bryce copying Mega Venusaur EX over there. So we got a heck of a
Oh,
second
boy,
game
you
if
gotta
we get to it.
Get some jungle dumping over there.
Yes. All
All
right.
right, so we're going to see the Iono come down now. So it looks like we're going to go for the dig first and then kind of see what we can get from there. Okay, Ignition Energy. Looks like, ooh.
So now we have a choice.
Badoo.
Sammy, I got to look at the list because I didn't see many with 3 Badoo. But to
Yeah.
be honest, though it makes sense, you're starting to cut so many spaces for it. What are your thoughts on that, Brian?
I'm the same way. I feel like 2 is kind of fine. I don't know. I feel like the list kind of gets kind of tight. and there's only so many spots you can kind of free up when you have to put like all these different stage 2 components together. That's just what I think, though.
To be honest, I think the
Yeah.
Moltres spot, like Moltres and Nest Ball, are probably
Yeah.
the 2 flex spots. So if you
Yeah.
say
I really do like the nest ball spot, though.
it is good, but
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to say, hey, it's more important for me to be able to access Buddy more consistently,
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong for that.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna get a cruel arrow here?
No, we can't.
Oh, we
It only
can't?
provides 3 energy for evolution
Oh,
Pokemon.
evolution. Okay.
So I don't think that's bad for Jelly Guardy, but dude, wait, I only looked at the top 4 lists. I didn't see 3 Budu in there,
Yeah.
so I gotta do more homework.
Definitely.
The Jelly Guardy matchup is just bad. And if
Mhm.
like having the 3rd Budu does help fix that, great. But man, that matchup just sucks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the 3rd Budu fixes it,
You know what
but
fixes the matchup? Rotation.
well, that absolutely does help fix the matchup. Yeah, in case y'all didn't know, Dragapult's real good post rotation.
Yeah, I think that's why I've been kind of trying to commit my time to learning it, because I feel like it's going to be something I can dedicate time to, as well as it's going to be good post rotation.
It is. And I'm be honest, so we can talk about this later. Okay, so that is a fair point. I didn't realize we'd shifted to 2-1 frickin' 2. Yeah, no. Maybe the matchup's a little better.
Yeah.
My part of my last experience with Jelly Guardy was my opponent getting starting Frillish, attached Psychic, bench Monkey, and then getting Dark their turn 2. And that's not good for Budu.
No,
It's
definitely not.
very not.
Yeah.
But as Kevin plays through his turn, I got distracted. Brian, talk us through Kevin's turn.
Yeah, so we're going to go for that second Froakie here. We are locked out of items, so don't really have too much. We might be forced to play the Hilda here, which, I don't know. I've got some feelings about that card.
I have
Yeah.
so many feelings about
I
that
know. I
card.
was talking to Ben about it earlier. He's like, because we were playing Dragapult Mirror, and I play the Hilda down. And he's like, "What do you think of that card?" I was like, I just yoinked the list somewhere, but I don't really like this card.
No. I will
Doesn't
say
feel good.
the top 4 lists with Dragapult have now moved to 1 Hilda.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to be even better when they move away from that 1 Hilda to
Yeah.
something else
I
that's
feel
feasible.
like when I was looking at it though, I was like, I'm already running like max like consistency. I got like a lot of ball search. I got the 1 nest ball. Got 4/4 of Iono and Lily. I think it's like fine to have the Hilda there, but
It's never
yeah,
enough. It's never enough. This deck is a
Yeah.
brick until it's not.
yeah.
But it's a good point.
Which reminds of some other fun decks that we've liked in the past, right?
Yes, yes, it does. It is the Lost Tina.
Yep.
Why do you have to get? I mean,
Going for
it's
Do we
really about
have-
a Guardian Cliff Fairy. So honestly, I think that can be a part of it. The other thing with Lopunny is it does let you clean up other supporters that aren't fighting weak. And so being able to do that is helpful. Also, why did we get the
that's what I'm trying
Greninja,
to
not the
figure out, too.
Pidgeotto?
That's what I'm trying to figure out as well. Maybe I guess we're going for Call for Family here.
Maybe. Did we just make a mistake?
I don't know, actually. Looks like we might just be going for the Call for Family.
So that's an interesting decision. Why do you
Yeah.
think we're going that route?
I don't know, actually. Unless
Um,
we want to get like more pieces here, but I feel like if we lose out on the Pidgeot, though, it's going to be like if we lose out on the opportunity to get Pidgeot now, we're not going to get it at all.
So I think that's a fair point. It's
Yeah.
possible Kevin does not have Pidgeotto in deck or does
Yeah.
not have a second Pidgey in deck.
Yeah, or I guess maybe going for the middle frog Frogadier isn't.
Frogadier.
Maybe we don't have that in the deck either.
That would
That
be
could
some
also-
atrocious prizing,
It
but it is
would
possible.
be. Yeah, it would
And
be.
Sammy, Greninja getting dumpstered by Polt, I think it does if Polt sets up fast enough. But
Yeah.
Greninja, it can aggressively break down a board so effectively that if
Yeah.
they do get to snipe to Dracloak, you are in a
I've
hard spot.
Definitely seen it happen.
Yes.
I've definitely been caught off guard by thinking I have an extra turn, but then the Grand Tree comes down, and all of a sudden I have no more Dreepies.
And I think that's kind of what it comes down to is
Yeah.
can Greninja out-aggress Dragapult? Because if it can't, Polt's going to win every time.
Yeah, definitely. But it is cool though if you get like tree like Neo uppies, because like if you're able to do that and you get straight into Pult, that Pult's pretty much alive the entire game.
Oh, and that warms my
Yeah,
heart.
It is. It's a cool line that I kind of like kind of figured out like while I was playing the matchup. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I can do.
All right, so
Yeah.
on Ryan's side, we do have a lot to work with here. So we can go in and get that Pidgeot EX. We can get the Frogadier. We can basically
Yeah.
set up whatever we want.
Definitely. Definitely. So there's a lot we can kind of do here.
We can also get a Dusclops
Yeah.
and pop that Pidgey if we really feel like it.
That's true. We can also do that too. Let's see. Pidgeot.
And we may just
Go for the
do we have an
Greninja.
Arvid?
Doesn't look like it. Oh, but we can get. Does both have to?
Nope.
Oh.
I see what we're doing here. So we're gonna get the energy.
Oh,
water
okay.
energy.
We're gonna go straight into Pidgeot, right?
Correct.
And then
Straight
we're
to Pidgeot.
quick search
Pidgeot for
the,
rare
yeah,
candy.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. This makes sense now.
Okay, and so this is good, obviously, for Ryan.
Yeah.
And with Kevin not having an energy attachment on any Froakie, Ryan knows the snipe is not a threat.
Definitely.
And Ryan can respond with a snipe himself. But this does enable Kevin to get a Greninja down, assuming not all the Greninjas are in Kevin's hand.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to get the basic water with the tree.
Which seems good.
Yeah. Let's see. Zoro or Pult for Houston?
So, Sammy, I thought Zoro was in a really good position for Toronto, and I know it didn't close it out, but, I mean, the deck's still good.
Is Houston going to be post-rotation or this current?
No, I think Orlando's the last pre-rotation.
Okay.
Because rotation happens in April.
Yeah, in April. Okay.
And so that's where my debate is. So I did not realize I was like 172nd right now in North America. So I may be trying to squeak out a bit of an invite here. So
it's there.
I'm going to have to pick a couple.
Yeah.
Oh, Pokepad is so good.
Yeah, Pokepad.
And we can talk about that card more.
Yeah.
But right now we should talk about the fact that Ryan's about to cook Kevin.
Yeah, definitely. So we are going to be seeing that Shinobi Blade come down here, and then free card search. Pretty good.
It's pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
And Kevin is letting Ryan know that Pidgey resists fighting to fix the math there.
That's so funny.
And so this is a really good position for Ryan to be in.
Yeah, definitely is. Definitely is.
So then, Brian, how does Kevin respond?
Let's see. I mean, we have the tree, which is good. I just hope that we have the middle frog.
So that would be a big deal.
Yeah.
We do have Ultra Ball to get Fez, and to be honest, maybe we just get Dusknoir.
Yeah, Dusknoir can be really good here too because, I mean, if we just go tree into Dusknoir, that could really open up a lot of like avenues for us to take a big knockout here, whether it be on the Greninja or on like the Pidgeot. That's definitely an option.
So knocking on Pidgeot is an option. Unfortunately, knocking on Greninja is not. We're going to be 10 damage short.
Yeah.
Are we? Oh, no, never mind. We're 10 damage short on Pidgeot, too.
Oh, that's tough.
Because of resistance.
Yeah, the resistance. The resistance is so huge here, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
So this means that Kevin's in a bit of a tough spot.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of like how our meta's kind of like evolved here to where like all these resistances are starting to really play here.
I know.
Like, it's going to play a role here.
And Sammy, Pultnoir with Pokepad sounds insane. Rafal has been sharing some of the post-rotation decks happening in Japan. And shockingly enough, Pultnoir, real good.
Real good, yeah.
And you know what the other two top decks were there?
What were the other ones?
Alakazam.
Okay.
And the other one, you'll never guess this one.
I'll never guess it.
Take a shot.
Is this supposed to be like a trick question?
Sort of.
Sort of. I'm trying to think of what is it Greninja?
It is not, but I'll give you a hint. We're watching the master player of it.
Oh, Festival Lead.
Festival Lead.
Okay.
Is relatively high tier right now.
Yeah, that I can actually see though.
So I can't. That blows my mind. So I'm glad you can see it.
Yeah, I can see it. Just because I feel like the whole double attack thing kind of just changes things.
It does. The other thing is Pokepad now lets you search out any of your guys.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
Definitely.
Holy! Giovanni tied Alakazam round 1 playing Jelly Guardy with 3 Stadium and a Watchtower. Holy! That's a lot.
So is that 4 stadiums total then?
That's crazy. So now we see the Ultra Ball from Kevin. Are we going for Fez?
Yeah, I feel like we do need it at this point. I'm trying to... Oh, 3 total.
Oh, okay.
3 total stadiums, one of them being the Watchtower. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah.
All right, so then, Brian, what is the ideal turn here for Kevin at this point?
Ideal turn is we need to get some sort of attack. We need like a Shinobi Blade or something. Yeah. So looks like we're gonna go straight into. Okay. So we got the line here. We can go straight into Greninja EX.
Which is good, because we need
good.
an attack.
We definitely do. And then looks like we're just gonna go straight into it then.
I think, to
We
be
still can
honest,
still
Kevin's
Fez, too.
ideal turn here is, can we Shinobi Blade knock out Fez? Because I think we want to get back on pace.
Yeah, we definitely want to get back on pace, and being able to do that on a 2-prizer is also super huge here. And that's going to really show like how big the weakness on the Pheasantipity is going to be as well. Yeah,
Well,
second
we
tree,
found the
second tree.
Grand Tree.
Yep.
Oh, right. So we have Night Stretcher for water and
Yeah, we have
Boss.
boss in hand as well, so got some good stuff to work with here. It's funny for a matchup like this because the Grand Tree is pretty much going to be in play the entire game.
100%.
Yeah.
Because Ryan does have an Artisan to bounce it if he wants, but
Yeah.
I don't know if he wants to right now.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like we're going to play the Stretcher here. That's going to get us our basic water back.
Which is good.
Okay. Gonna go attach here. Gonna see the boss. We're gonna see the boss. There's the boss.
I got to imagine. And I mean, to me, the two options are Duskull or Fez.
Yeah.
Are you on the same page?
Yeah, I definitely am. I feel like I prefer the Fez a little bit more.
So why is that?
Just because it takes away the draw. Even though like we can just tree straight into Dusknoir and that could like, change a lot of things as well. I still feel like just being able to take away that extra draw is just so huge. Yeah.
So the only thing I'm thinking about taking out the Duskull here is we can boss and take a 3-prize turn on the Fez later.
That's fair. Yeah, and I think Kev's kind of recognizing that as well, and he's going straight to take out the Duskull now.
Which, I mean, I think is fine.
Yeah.
It does limit Ryan's options a little bit. We are still going to be able to take a 2-prize turn here, but it prevents anything crazy.
Yeah, it definitely prevents like the overreaching attack too. So it looks like Kev's Greninja here, I think, is going to be able to survive.
So it will, but actually
Yeah.
Ryan can still take a 3-prize turn now.
Yeah, definitely can see that as well because now he can respond with the boss like Fez 3-prize turn.
Yeah, absolutely. And so now Kevin's digging through the deck. Shinobi Blade does 170 damage for 1 water and lets you search out any 1 card from your deck.
That's pretty good attack.
It is a real good attack.
Yeah, definitely. It's about time that this card would be pretty good.
I don't know if it's pretty good, but kind of like you mentioned,
It's getting better.
It is in around tier 1.5, tier 2 in Japan right now.
Definitely. It feels like the last time we ever saw this card in play was when like the Palkia Ghost deck was like
Oh
a thing.
God.
Yeah,
That
that's what
deck.
I mean, that deck got Kev his first day too. So
It did. It
yeah.
did. That I think was the one time the whole Nerd Rage team same 60'd, and it
It wa-
only
no,
worked
it
for
was,
Kevin.
It was not just that. It was like all of Chicagoland played that deck. Basically, because like all of them played it, and Kev and Trevor played a 60-card mirror in the win and into day 2.
Oh, it's so brutal.
I know. That's tough.
All right, so now Ryan debating what line he wants to take. Brian, walk us through his turn. What's he trying to do?
Definitely. So, looks like, I mean, we're just trying to find another way to, I guess we're going to go into another Greninja here. A little bit of insurance.
And I mean, I think
Yeah.
that's good for a lot of reasons. So
Definitely.
obviously you have a second attacker, but the other part of it is now it limits Kevin's ability to cheat prizes.
Yeah,
And that's
definitely.
a huge deal.
Definitely. So, it would be nice if we're able to get another Duskull out, but I feel like at this point of the game, any sort of Duskull that comes into play is just going to get knocked out right away.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So the one thing we could do here if we want to make a catastrophic decision is we always can close out the game with a low penny Dusclops.
Yeah.
And Champ Buster, you're absolutely right. Like, this is a deck that requires you to think because you essentially get to pick 2 cards out of your deck each turn. And so it gives you a whole lot of control if you make the right choices.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of funny, too, because you're kind of playing the game almost open-handed in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because, like, you pretty much will know, like, almost in a way, like, what your opponent's going to be kind of doing, just because you're going to be going for, like, very similar lines of play. And it's pretty much just thinking about, like, what your opponent's going to be doing the entire time. Yeah.
And so now I'm curious, what do you think Ryan is going to knock out here?
I feel like he's going to try to take out the Duskull now, too.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think he's trying to cheat out the Duskull's potential. knockout here, and he's going to try to maybe go for like that Fez 3 prize turn.
So what do you think about that decision?
I think it's good. I mean,
Well,
right, I don't.
Kevin shows him
yeah,
the grand
Kev shows
tree.
him. It's like, yeah, I mean, the tree can come back into play anytime, but
But
yeah, it's funny though.
Ryan not knowing that it's in Kevin's hand, even though Kevin showed him, this is still, I think, a good choice.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I definitely do agree with Arctic here saying like it is kind of like it's like old Zardmir in a way.
Yeah.
Where it's like a big chess match. It's like who goes down to which prize, and all that. Yeah,
And
Champ Buster, that is a crisis punch.
It is indeed
Yeah.
a crisis punch. And actually, we're going to drag Rafallen here at
Yeah.
some point to talk about that.
I actually played Crisis Punch to an event before.
Did you?
I played it to Indianapolis 2023.
In what deck?
I played it in my Turbo Hands deck. It was supposed to be like
Oh.
it was supposed to win the Charizard matchup by taking out the Pidgeot at the end
Did
of the
it?
game. It worked once.
Okay. That's all right. That's fine.
But it's a funny card. Like people don't see it coming, so it's definitely an interesting card. But that was like around the time when that card first came out. So it was definitely a funny one.
That is kind of awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so then for Kevin here, Brian, what do we do?
Yeah, that's the interesting part here, because like, if we go for like the 3 prize turn now, then it feels like Ryan can kind of just finish the game off by going like Ignition Energy, take out the last 2 babies. So I think Kev, like initially, he'll need to put some sort of evolutions into play. He either needs to like Rare Candy Greninja, put down Frogadier, put down like the Grand Tree. He's got to do a lot of stuff.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, Sammy, and I think that's exactly the problem. Turbo Hands absolutely can beat Zard about once out of every 3 games.
It's not a very good matchup. That's why I played the Crisis Punch, because like Crisis Punch with like a bunch of the Iron Crowns, it'll get you to 330.
That it will.
Yeah,
Holy.
it will get you to 330.
Jeez.
It just requires a lot of setup, and you have to really preserve those energies. It's hard to keep those energies in play.
So this is, I think, the issue for Kevin. Exactly like you said, Brian, we need to evolve up 2 of those basics.
Yeah, we need to get them out of like range of another snipe.
So the issue is we can't evolve up Lopunny.
Yeah,
Because
because Lopunny
then-
is just going to get knocked out due to weakness.
100%. And so then all Ryan would need is a boss to close out the game.
Yeah, so we definitely need at least. Is it a realistic way to get all Greninjas?
Probably not.
Unless we Turo up one of them or something like that.
So we could Turo, but I don't even know if that's an option
I don't
right
think that's
now.
an option either. Oh, that's so tough.
So to be honest, well, and there's still an Air Balloon in deck for Ryan, so
Yeah.
ugh.
There's not much of a way for us to kind of like stall out the game, it feels like.
No, the writing's
Yeah.
kind of on the wall for
I know,
Kevin.
it's not looking too good.
So then, is there any way to kind of stall out the game for Kevin to buy another
I
turn?
don't think so. I'm not seeing it.
So the only thing I see is gussing up that Greninja on the bench without energy,
Yeah.
hitting into it with Shinobi Blade, and saying that Ryan does not have a way to retreat it and attach to the Ignition Energy to close out the game.
Yeah.
The odds of it working that way,
It's not looking too good.
not especially high.
Yeah, not looking great.
So then I think Kevin's just trying to think it through. Is there any route to go?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. It's not looking good right now.
All right. So, Brian,
Yes.
we had talked about pace of play a little bit.
Yeah,
I am close to going out to yell at
I
these
think
guys.
that's a good idea too. You know, it's kind of like hard to make that decision just because it's like it seems like they're kind of at the same kind of rate here. I was kind of keeping my eye on the other game to see if that one finished, and that game is done already. So I think we might need to kind of wrap this up in a sec.
Yeah,
I
would you
think-
mind nicely yelling at them,
Yeah.
Bryce? Thank you.
Yeah,
And so I bring this up not just to say, Kevin, do better.
Yeah. It's just a weird matchup. It's like understandable
is.
why they're kind of like. Kev definitely chirping right now.
So the issue, too, and this is something I think y'all watching should keep in mind. When you choose a deck to play for a regional, if it is really hard to kind of line up these decisions, to make a choice to do that stuff, you really, really have to plan out your deck ahead of time.
Definitely.
Like
Either
you-
that or you just got to be like, all right, maybe I just got to put it down, get the turbo deck instead.
Right, exactly. Because if you are not able to play efficiently, you're going to lose a lot of sets 1-0.
Definitely.
Sammy, Slow King could be interesting.
Could be. Kyurem still in the format?
Kyurem is still in format.
All
Is
right.
Slowking still in format? I think it is.
Yes.
We still have Teal Mask Ogrepon.
Yeah.
We still have Energy Switch.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
and we just end up
Champbuster.
scooping it up there.
Yeah, definitely agree with Champbuster. That's why Emma Hagen's the only one making the deep runs with the Flareon, because that's another one of those decks that requires a million decisions.
It is. And
Mhm.
so this is, I think, the best advice we can give is when you choose to go to a regional, you're going to win more games by playing optimally than you are by picking the right meta call. Because, Brian, in case you weren't aware, there's like 17,000 people going to these regionals
Yeah,
now.
these events have definitely grown a lot since I started playing, and much more since you started playing as well.
So I've mentioned this before. My first year before COVID, most of the regionals I went to, we didn't hit top 128. We had less than 400
Yeah.
players. And now, like, there's 500 people in day 2. It's insane.
Yeah, but like back when we used to play, or first started playing, they had lunch break.
Right. Well, okay, I missed that a little bit.
Yeah,
that would
I
be
do
nice.
kind of miss that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they kicked back another round in day 2, so you get 14 rounds to try to qualify. And,
Yeah.
like, as far as the actual structure for tournaments go, Pokemon's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, definitely. And I was talking to Trevor about this recently, and he was talking about it on the stream too, because he plays every card game known to man.
That's insane to me.
Yeah.
How do you have the capacity for
And
that?
It's something he's done his whole life.
That's
Anyways,
wild.
Trev was talking about how like the experiences with all these other card games that even though like a lot of us like to complain about Gaming Gen, they've kind of been doing a lot better than a lot of these other card games out there.
Well, when the bar is low, it's easy to
Yeah, the bar
surpass
is
it.
it definitely is, but it's definitely one of those things too where a lot of these other games can learn from each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
For instance, prizing for Yu-Gi-Oh. We matched their prizing
Yeah,
at
we
one of our cups recently by giving away an air fryer.
Yeah, that was a
So
fun prize.
I'm glad we can keep pace with other card
Yeah,
games.
Definitely.
But no, like Magic is the first game that really went with that best or 15-minute best of 3. But
Yeah.
Magic games are easier, or not easier, but quicker to close out.
Yeah, definitely.
Pokemon needed to change their timing game set, and to be honest, I don't like the 50+1, but I can't really argue with the results.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely tough too, because like when you've been to a lot of like events where like the time in between rounds is as long as an actual round itself, it kind of gets to you after a while, you know?
So yes,
Yeah.
that is a very reasonable statement.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hate to say it, I feel like that just incentivized everyone to play a whole lot faster.
Mhm.
It also incentivized more gentlemen's agreements and such, which is annoying. But
Yeah, it is annoying, especially when they start to get messy and this and that. So
Yes.
yeah,
Champ, good to know. I'm glad you got to go to a Lorcana regional.
Yeah,
that's really
pretty
cool.
That is pretty cool.
But you're right. Part of the advantage for Pokemon and some of like the big 3 games is there is an established base for judging an organization. For new games, One Piece, Lorcana, all that, they're kind of still figuring it out as they go.
Yeah, definitely. And I know like the big one as of late has been Riftbound, which is the League of Legends one.
Yeah.
And it's just because it's backed by this huge indie company.
Yeah,
Riot
sure,
Games.
whatever.
But it's like the whole like rollout for like the event and stuff like that with their regionals. You know, I feel like a lot of players had a lot left to be desired. You know, they kind of expected a little bit more. It was crazy. People were reselling tickets to play.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was like a thing too.
Oh,
That was a thing too. It's like,
no.
so I mean, I think that all games can kind of learn from each other, but
Yeah.
it seems that Pokemon's kind of come a long way since, you know, the earlier days.
Well, and also on that, credit to RK9 and Pokemon Company overall for being willing to let people get refunds for registrations.
Yeah.
Because that, I think, has been just alone a huge deal. Because now if
Definitely.
someone registers, can't go, someone else can take their spot.
Yeah. Someone could take my spot for Seattle. I hope it's Roth.
I also hope it's Rob.
So be on the lookout because I refunded
Yes.
my event already.
That's good to know. Sammy, I actually agree. So some of the big, we got a minute, so we can talk about
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
But there are some pretty big rule changes that came out in the past couple weeks, or at least rule clarifications, especially related to deciding the outcome of games.
Mhm.
Previously, it was kind of loosey-goosey, like whatever, like you can have some flexibility on picking it as long as
Yeah.
you don't rely on a randomizer. Now, you are not allowed to look at any cards in the deck. You are not allowed to flip a top deck. You are not allowed to gain any additional information from the board state. You have to just address things as they are.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, it definitely gets them done faster because I've definitely seen rounds get drawn out a lot longer because people are trying to make their case for it. And I understand, it's competitive. At the end of the day, both players want to show a board state where a win is like a win. And this kind of just, wraps it up a little bit faster and just says, like, if you want to agree on this, like, this is all you got. At least it gives some groundwork for it. But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I don't know. It's hard to, just because I've never been in too many situations to where, like, been in a gentleman's agreement situation. I mean, I agreed to one during Milwaukee, and I was, like, well out of, like, qualifications, so I just was like, hey, I mean, you're way ahead of me. You can have it. But not everybody thinks that way, and it's going to be one of those he said, she said situations that eventually people might just be like, if I'm not able to squeak out the win, I'm just going to go for the tie here, and now everyone is going to be like, it's not good for either person at this point. So it's definitely a point of contention. There's definitely good ways to debate both sides, and I think that's what we've kind of seen. But I don't know. At least it's putting some groundwork behind it and just being like, if you want to do this, like, here's some ruling behind it.
Well, and I'm kind of curious on your guys' thoughts too in chat and how you feel about this.
Yeah, I know people on Twitter will always make their their opinion about it very much known.
Yes, they will. And Champ, I think that makes sense, like trying to less decipher the game state and more about what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Also, Sammy, I do hope whoever took your spot did well in Toronto. On my end, I actually really dislike this.
Yeah.
Because I think one of the big pushes for Pokemon is like the whole spirit of the game.
Yeah.
They want it to be a competitive game. I would really like to give people the best opportunity to make the decisions they need to.
Yeah.
Because I think, kind of to what you're saying, there are absolutely people that take advantage of this.
Yeah.
Honestly, top players, a lot of them tend to take advantage of this more so than schmucks like you and me. Because
come on. Give yourself a little more grace than
that. Yeah. But in general, like, there is more incentive for them to do that.
Yeah.
And so this is where, again, I would say, if you feel uncomfortable, if someone is pushing, just call a judge.
Yeah.
It is always okay to get some help. But for two people who are legitimately trying to figure out a result, I think it's good to look at this information.
Yeah.
Like,
definitely.
I've given up the win a couple times for Worlds in Hawaii, for example. My opponent and I were 3-2-1 or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So you're pretty much just like on the edge.
Everything's a win and in.
Yeah.
And so we were playing Raging Bolt versus I was playing Reggie Drago, and I stupidly lost game 2 in time, so we were tie. We just set up a board, looked at our prizes, and so we were both playing the game, but I prize Radiant Charizard. And so I just told my opponent, like, hey, man, my game plan to try to close this out is kind of going to rely on hitting this guy because that's the only way I can map out prizes appropriately.
Yeah.
You're probably going to win if we play it out if we're both playing. Go for it. And at, Baltimore, a couple months after that, I had a bunch of times where I was playing. We got to game 3. At that point, it was 7-2 for day 2. And game 3, we were not close to finishing, but I had a set up board, and I was head on prizes, and my opponent wasn't. And we were able to look and say, like, hey, are you going to draw anything? What's going to happen next? And make a call on that. So I would very much like to let people make decisions with more information rather than less.
Yeah.
But kind of to your point, it's hard to enforce that.
Yeah.
And it's hard to draw that line.
Yeah, it's hard to enforce it. And my big thing about it is just the time constraint behind it, because I've seen it draw out rounds like a long, long time from it. So I think that's my main thing from it is like the amount of time it takes to come to that decision. Because like at that
I think
point,
is reasonable.
Yeah, because at that point it's like you're almost just playing another game.
Well, which is true.
Yeah.
That is fair. And
Yeah.
Jewish Kid, thank you for joining, man. It's
thanks
awesome
for
to have
joining.
you here.
Thank you.
And Sammy, it is always okay to play it out. And I
Yeah.
think everyone needs to kind of accept that. Like, no one owes you an ID.
Yeah.
No one owes you a scoop. Just play the freaking game if you don't know what else to do.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so Brian, we got a couple minutes for our next round. What would be good to talk about?
How about we talk about some of those Toronto results?
I would love that.
Yeah.
I didn't create any images
It's
because
all right. We are going to go straight from the phone to do this because that's what
Perfect.
Moshi and I were doing because I didn't have much time to even look at anything before.
That's
the
fine.
meta
So,
breakdown.
in case you guys are curious, we are adults. And
we are both full-time adults, and Dan's a father.
Correct. So, will I commit time to be here whenever I can? Absolutely.
Yep.
But last week was my baby's birthday, so we're going to be here for
Yeah.
that. But the prep time may vary based on the event.
The prep time for the event almost like for us to even prepare for major events is kind of small, you know.
It is a
Just
very
being able
brief
to
window.
being able to get to the event is almost a miracle in a way.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if y'all actually, I'm hoping to get to like 3 more this year because, well, as you're pulling that up, like I mentioned,
Yeah.
I'm apparently like in the 170 something for North
Yeah.
America. So I basically need about 320 more points
Definitely.
to get the invite.
Yeah.
And you know what? If I can just skyrocket in a couple regionals, make up
Yeah.
some local points, we'll see. Maybe
Yeah.
we get there.
Definitely. So, looking through this, first place, Jelly Guardi, Giovanni Sasso, very, very talented player.
It's very talented.
Shout out Brazil. Second place, Andres, Raging Bolt.
So that is the surprise of the tournament for me.
Yeah,
yes.
big surprise of the tournament, and it's not looking like a crazy a water pond.
It's a little interesting.
There's
But
a
just
water
for the
pond.
chat, what was I going to
Sandy
say?
Shocks EX, Mega Kangaskhan. This list is lit.
It was wild. And yes, that's the Pull Player 3 Buddy. Dude,
Yeah.
it's a cool list.
That's a cool list.
Sammy, you are not cooked for the invite because it depends on what points are fueling that 332. If you max locals and have 4 top 5 12s, I'm not saying you're cooked, but there's a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
But if you have 332 off of 2 or 3 big finishes and just a couple of locals, you absolutely have margin to like close it out.
Yeah, definitely. Especially that there's 2 ICs coming up. If you're going to both
Yes.
ICs and you have the means to do so, that's definitely going to put you in a big advantage as well.
Yes, and Jewish Kid, there's nothing wrong with playing it out. To be
Yeah.
honest, I always take the advantage to ID, especially locals when I can. But yeah, dude, if you want people to play it out, play it out.
Play it. Yeah.
Um,
Come to Des Moines, easy farming.
I'll see if Kate and Arlen want to take a little scamper over to Des Moines for a weekend.
Yeah.
I'm sure Kate would love that.
Yeah, and if you guys want like drinks and stuff, my brother will take you out. He lives out there.
Beautiful. I gotta
Yeah.
see, dude. I gotta see Isaiah
Yeah.
Chevelle. He's
Oh,
out in
yeah,
Iowa.
yeah.
Yes, I'll have to message him for a quick vacation.
Yeah, definitely. But this looks cool though. Playing 4 Crispin, 3 Sadas. That's kind of an interesting. But the Vitality Band's really cool too. There's a lot of cool
okay,
little
there's some
tech
cool
cards
stuff
and
in there. Yeah,
there's some cool stuff here. I kind of like this list. I feel like there's a lot of like interesting lines of play that we need to get used to. You can't play it like traditional Raging Bolt, I feel like, with all these different cards, but it's pretty cool. I like this list.
That's a good list. And Moshi, you're out there for a while, man. Dang.
Yeah, out there for a bit.
And Sammy, you have all but 3 points locally? Homie, I have gotten 1 second place at a cup this year. Holy, how do y'all do so well at locals?
Well, at least that shows that you got some work to do locally.
Well, that's true.
That you've got some flexibility.
I got some margin, yes.
You got some flexibility.
All right, so as we mentioned, there was jungle dumping occurring in the previous round, and it was very effective. So we get to see it this round of Donzard versus Mega Venusaur.
I feel like there's one deck here that's a little favored here.
What could you possibly mean, Brian? Please elaborate.
I played this matchup before, and I just feel like the HP of the Venusaur makes it very difficult to knock out sometimes. And it's crazy to think. I always think it's insane to kind of think that Charizard EX is getting like power crept.
Well, I was going to say, Charizard EX maxes at 330 damage when your opponent's taking 5 prizes, which is 50 less damage than you need to knock out a Mega Venusaur.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
That is insane. And it's like stuff like you'll end up needing something like a Dusk Noir or like a Max Belt at a certain point, and it's like you got to get around the weakness and this and that. So it definitely gets hard to navigate the matchup in a way.
Dude, Snowy, 211 just from locals is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
Y'all are very good at this.
Definitely. And it just goes to show, it's like if you get some good regional like finishes, you're pretty much there at a Worlds invite.
That's really the biggest thing is can you maximize your opportunities?
Yeah.
Especially with like 2,000 people at these, you got to spike to do well.
Definitely. Or you can just be a Ray Chen and be the GOAT and just get all of your Worlds invite points in the last 2 events of the season.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah.
All right, so talking about Tristan's turn here, Brian, walk us through what he's doing.
Yeah, so Tristan started Fan Rotom, which is really good, and Buddy Poffin. So that means we're going to get a fully loaded bench here. So we're going to get at least a Charmander. We're going to get some Pidgey and some Hoots on the board here, which is really good.
Sammy, I have not won 5 cups in the past 3 years. I do not understand this life, but good for you, dude. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so kind of like you said, Brian, we want to fill the board with Charmander, Pidgeys, Hoots.
Yeah.
But we also need a Terra Pokemon.
We do need the Terra
down.
Pokemon, so that's why we kind of need to let that last bench slot be for that Terrapagos. So or Water Pond if we play Water Pond. So we have a lot of opportunity here to kind of just get a really good board here.
And I mean, this seems like a really good board right now.
Definitely.
So is there any benefit to attaching to this fan rotom?
I mean, if we just want it for like pivot, I feel like that's okay. I don't really see a reason to put it on anything like the Charmander, just because I mean the Charizard EX is going to be able to accelerate to itself anyways.
That is true.
Yeah,
Well, Nick,
yeah.
if you've never played one before and you're in the Chicago area, we would love to have you out here. And even if you're not, there's a ton of local communities that'd be happy to welcome you if you want to try it out.
It's definitely one of the more welcoming communities out there too. A lot of people are more than happy to just teach you how to play the game, this and that. Even like last week, we didn't like hold like a formal stream, so I got to play for once, and we had some newer players, and a lot of like the local people here were walking through some of our newer players how to play the game and stuff like that, and just like made their first time playing like locals like super easy. So it's always a good thing to kind of see that, and it just shows that we're a very welcoming community as well. So if you're ever around the area, you can always come out and play here.
And I will say that's actually one of the reasons why I've stayed in and played in the Pokemon community. Because in general, it's just a very welcoming, positive place.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Nick, if you or anyone are ever interested in checking it out, like chances are there's probably some people who are happy to hang out and show you what's up.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right, so then kind of getting back to the game, Brian, what is Ryan doing here?
Yeah, so we are playing the Dawn here, so we can get
Nick. That can be a barrier. That's totally fair.
There's an ocean between. That's crazy.
Yes,
but yeah, locals definitely keep us going. Yeah, running a league is super fun too, just because you get to know everybody and all that stuff as well. But on the game here, play the Dawn. We get the basic, the stage 1 and the stage 2. I'm trying to see what we grabbed here.
So it looks like a Venusaur, a Bayleaf, and a Bulbasaur?
Maybe. We'll definitely
oh, and Teal Mask Ogerpon.
Yeah, we're going to need some other extra Pokemon here anyways.
So the nice part is we don't especially. Because we have that Force of Vitality, we can slap down a Bulbasaur and have it become a Venusaur that turn.
That is true, yeah.
And yes, the glare is a little problematic
Yeah.
there. Bryce, is there anything we can do about that?
Yeah, it's a little tough.
I will figure it out tomorrow.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, so at least we'll have it ready for next week, hopefully.
So today we'll just talk to what's happening on there.
Yeah.
Josh, it does look a little bit like live with the glare.
Yeah, TCG live glare.
All right, so for those watching, though, we have a Bulbasaur, a Chikorita, and a Teal Mask Ogerpon on the bench.
Yep.
So is there anything else Ryan needs to do?
I mean, we have some card draw already. It seems like we're in a good spot here. It doesn't seem like anything is really in contention of getting knocked out here. Maybe the Chikorita could. But I know that Bulbasaur has 80 HP, so that one we don't really need to worry too much about.
Agreed. And that's really only going to get knocked out if we go in with Charizard.
Yeah.
But if we go in with Charizard, that Charizard is probably getting response knocked out.
Yeah, absolutely. So it looks like we might just be ending this turn pretty soon, I would think.
I think so. We've already used both of our Teal Dance. I think the real question is just whether or not we attach.
Yeah, definitely.
And so if we do choose to...
Yeah, I think we would probably just attach to... I feel like you'd want to attach to at least one of the Ogerpons here, because you can definitely cheat out some easy knockouts in the next turn or two.
No, I agree with this decision. I think it's better to not, because that is a way for you to draw next turn.
That's fair. Yeah, definitely fair.
We see the Dawn
We're
come
gonna see the
down.
Dawn come down as well. So we're going to get the Terapagos, which is good as long as it's in the deck.
Which I assume it is if
you
we
never
were
know.
playing to this.
We're getting towards the end of the deck here. I haven't seen it. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
We got it. Okay. Whew.
We got both copies in there, so we are fine.
Yep. Our stage 1 could be a Noctowl, and then stage 2 potentially like a Pidgeot or something like that. So we have a lot of options here on what we can grab.
And I think getting the Pidgeot down feels like the best move.
Absolutely. Yeah. Looks like we're going to be... Oh, we do have Noctowl in hand already, so I guess it's okay if we get something else.
So I think what the goal may be here is to take a knockout with Terapagos. Because if we can do that...
Oh, yeah, definitely. If we're able to get, like, Area 0 down, get, like, a full knockout with the Terapagos, that could be super, super good here.
I agree. I think it's a huge deal.
Definitely. So it looks like we're going to go straight into Noctowl here.
And so we don't even especially need to knock out Teal Mask Ogerpon. We could go in with our Prime Catcher and knock out Bulbasaur.
Yeah, we definitely could.
Or even just going to Prime Catcher and knock out Chikorita.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like options that we can kind of do here. I feel like part of me just still prefers that 2-2-2 kind of like prize map here, just because when it comes to the Charizard itself, there's so many instances where like the Teal Mask Ogerpon can just one-shot it so easily.
I think that's at risk, though, is by going 2-2-2, you have to work so much harder as Charizard
Absolutely,
to
though.
take a 2-prize knockout, whereas Ryan really just has to go attach Teal Dance with a
Yeah.
Meganium down.
Very, very true. Yeah, very true. And I mean, we're already doing a lot of these crazy plays here already by trying to load up this bench for for this unified beatdown to go down.
And so one of the things... Oh, we could also go into Klefki, though that
Klefki.
feels worse.
That does feel worse too, but
But we could also
Yeah.
just simply set up our board here.
yeah, I think that's kind of what we're doing here too, is just to have a lot of stuff, because inevitably this Area 0 is going to get knocked down. So if we are able to just put some stuff that we don't mind getting discarded once the stadium gets discarded, that could be fine too.
And that I think is exactly it, Champ Buster.
Yeah.
So the advantage Tristan has is Dusknoir. Because if we're able to slap that 130 HP down, we only need to have Ryan have taken 3 prizes in order to take a knockout with Charizard.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal.
Definitely. So we get both the Rare Candy Pidgeot, Rare Candy Zard.
Oh, boy.
That's always a crazy play here. So we're gonna see the whole thing come down here.
And actually, this is pretty nice because it will allow Tristan to have a stable attacker in Terapagos. And if Ryan does knock out the Terapagos, Charizard is still alive.
Yeah, definitely. And then if we hunt down the Charizard, we can still attack with the Terapagos too. So at least guarantees us follow-up attack for a little bit.
Exactly. And so the Terapagos 240 plus 130 for the Dusknoir does not clear a Venusaur, but you can still try to spread that out and Dusknoir either a Meganium or Dusknoir an Ivysaur, something like that.
Yeah, definitely. So we have a lot of options here, which is good. One thing I would have liked to see, though, is if we were able to get another Charmander, that would have been really nice, just because there's going to be a time when all these attackers are going to get knocked down, so we're going to kind of need to have all these, like at least a follow-up attacker. But it looks like we might have not have that second Charmander in the deck, based off what I'm looking at here.
So the issue is we have a second Charmander in the deck, but it's not a 70 HP.
Oh,
it's the
okay,
80
okay.
HP one, so we couldn't use the Buddy Poffin to get it.
That makes sense then. Yeah, and I don't think I think we needed to Buddy Poffin for both the Duskull and the Klefki. I think that's why we ended up putting that into play. That makes sense.
Yes.
So it looks like we're going to get the unified beatdown here.
And I mean, that's a really good turn, too, for Tristan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we definitely went through a lot of the deck already, but yeah, it's going to kind of see what we have here from Ryan.
And that's a really cool card in this deck. That is the
Regigigas.
Regigigas. So
Yeah.
for 4 energy, 1 shots, basically any Terra Pokemon.
Yeah, definitely. I remember trying to make it work in Lugia to take out
Oh,
Dragon Ball.
God, yes.
Yeah, but it's just
Hate that deck.
It was just a very hard card to kind of make work with all the energy that you needed to kind of commit to it.
And so here's the issue for Ryan. This hand sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have too many things that he can really do here. We don't have any Force of Vitality yet. Looks like we're just passing it on here. And it
Why
looks like,
would we not retreat into Bulbasaur?
yeah, this is tough now because we're just going to get another unified beatdown here.
And then Tristan's just going to take 2 easy prizes.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to give Tristan a little bit of extra time.
And so that's part of it, too, is
Yeah.
Tristan just has to work less hard to do this now.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, if he really wanted to, he can cheat out an extra prize here if he wanted to go straight into like a Dusknoir or something like that.
So, and here's the issue with that. I think it is cool and could be strong to take out the Bayleaf. The downside is you give Ryan a prize.
That's true. I mean, I was of the opinion of maybe trying to take out like the Ivysaur or like something like that.
To be honest, there's already
Yeah.
another Bulbasaur down. So I would rather take out what Ryan has less of.
Yeah.
But actually, I would rather not take out anything right now.
Yeah.
I would want to just hold and knock out that Ogerpon.
Yeah, definitely. But it looks like he's looking to maybe try to cheat out the prize anyways.
Because why would they ever listen to us?
yeah.
Just never. Apparently, we just never get listened to.
Yeah. I feel like we made some pretty good calls about what the optimal play is.
Brian,
today.
we're always right. We are always right.
Yeah.
I guess benching that other Duskull, that makes me feel a little bit better for Tristan.
Yeah, definitely, because at least we can go back into it. But then again, we're going to have to probably manually go into this next one here.
Yes, because we've now used three rare candy.
Candies is a lot, yeah.
Oh, and off of the prizes, we have
Yeah.
gotten a Lilies. You have absolutely been punished.
Yeah,
This is why you listen to us.
definitely.
Sorry, I can't say that louder because they
Yeah,
can hear us
they
if
can
I yell
definitely
too
hear
loud.
us, yeah.
All right, so then how does Ryan respond to this?
I think Ryan can definitely respond to this by, I think if we have enough energies that we can attach, I think we can just attack the active and knock it out. Or we can go, if we really wanted to, like, Gust Zard. There's definitely we definitely need energy to work with, but we're definitely able to get some big knockouts here. Plus, big beefy Venusaur here. It's going to take a bit to knock out.
Oh, and he drew 6 or 5? Okay,
I
he
think
drew 6.
yeah.
So, and Nick, kind of to your point, they do remove any ability for attack if we don't get a Force of Vitality down.
Yeah,
But if we get Force of Vitality and we get into Meganium, all we need is one attachment and one Teal Dance, and we're able to take a knockout with Venusaur.
Yeah, Force definitely changes a lot of things here. It definitely accelerates the deck a lot.
And so this is the issue. And again,
Yeah.
for all those watching at home, knocking out that Bayleaf was really cool.
Yeah.
And it didn't actually really advance Tristan's game by doing it that
It's
turn.
like round one when Roth made the play to penny up the Monkey Dory to put it back into play. It was cool. Didn't really do too much, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got some stuff to work with. We've
Definitely.
got Night Stretcher. We've got Energy. I don't think we have a Stadium yet, though.
Yeah. That's the one thing we're missing here. It's tough.
It is. But we are going to be able to Teal Dance, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And I think we have a Bulbasaur and the Regigigas on the board.
Yeah. I feel like the Gigas was just put into play just so we don't have to draw back into it with the Lilies.
And to be honest, I would rather have kept it in the deck because
Yeah.
it now is stopping you from using more. Well, actually, never mind. There's Area Zero.
There's
in
Area
play.
Zero, so I guess it's not the worst, but I would typically like to keep it in the hand too.
And Nick, you're absolutely correct. It is tough, and the percentages are still not great for Ryan. But if you're doing well because your opponent is bricking, giving them 2 cards instead of 1 could put you in a worse spot.
Yep.
All right, so
Okay.
we've seen Night Stretcher.
Night Stretcher. We're going to get another Ogerpon, I guess? Maybe?
I think that's the debate here.
Yeah. Guess we're going to go for another Teal Dance here.
Another
Nest Ball
Nest Ball.
again.
And
It's
I
not
don't
looking-
think that's going to do
Yeah,
it.
I don't think we're getting anywhere here.
And the issue is if
Yeah.
we don't take a knockout, we just lose.
Yeah, because we just Quick Search Boss and we just lose the game here.
Dude,
Yeah,
shrugs.
Shrugs, definitely. Go out to your local. Half the battle's getting there. It's like going to the gym.
Yes.
Half the battle's going there.
This
but
is way more fun than going to the gym.
yeah, it definitely 1,000% is.
Yes.
But yeah, it's definitely one of those things. It's like if you put off not going, you're definitely missing out on a lot of fun. So yeah, just try to make it out to your locals, meet some new people, play some games. It's definitely a good time. And I see Josh here saying, "Well, resident gym goer Josh DeLuca."
Yes, Josh is a better influence than we are.
Yeah.
Listen to Josh.
Yeah, listen to him.
Yes, go to the actual gym, not the Pokemon gym.
Yeah, definitely.
So
Wo-Chen EX.
and I was just gonna ask, what is that beautiful card that just hit the board?
Wo-Chen EX, live Wo-Chen reaction. I don't remember what that card does. It came out in Paldea Evolved.
So it has 2 attacks. One for like 4 energy, it does 240 base. The first one for 2, I think it's 2 grass and a colorless. It does 50 damage to or 60 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon for each prize they've taken.
Oh, wow. So I think we just win here.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
just the game.
There we go.
So Charizard takes down the Jungle Dumper. And
Yeah.
that was not a great showing by
Yeah,
Venusaur.
definitely. Yeah, definitely. I mean, the type advantage should definitely be there. But, yeah, interesting. So we see the Kang here.
And we see
Yeah.
the boss. And
Oh,
all right,
wow.
well, that was an easy
That was
closeout.
an easy closeout, too.
Is that an Emboar?
Well, I mean, it's Alec at the end of the day. He
I mean,
always plays the fun decks.
So that is true. And
Yeah.
I'm just still very surprised what Embor is doing there. So Embor has Rain Dance ability once during your, or has been often used like during your turn. You can slap a fire energy from your hand onto one of your dudes.
He showed me the deck last week. I forgot. It has like Reshiram, like a Reshiram EX. It's got like a different Reshiram in there.
So it's
There's
not pure Kang.
No, it's like a
okay.
firebox. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
That is very interesting.
It is very interesting. I forgot what other cards were in there, but there's some cool things. He was like explaining like which attacker was for which matchup and this and that. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool,
Yeah.
honestly.
Definitely.
Champ, yes. Black and White was a fun era before or right when the two prices were coming out. So, goodness, am I glad for the EX and GX.
I always like playing that format when Roth has it with him.
Yeah.
It's always fun. It's like that little Cleffa that has like the Eek ability or whatever.
Yes.
It's always fun to kind of learn about the history of Pokemon and all that stuff and kind of how far the game's gone from where we are.
Well, and that's, I think, one reason. I know people hate on Budu. That's actually one reason I've been really excited about Budu.
Absolutely.
Because Budu stretches out games by, like, turns and turns. It forces you to, like, make different decisions, build your decks differently. It's really cool.
Games are not, like, decided in 3 turns anymore.
Right, which is wonderful.
Yeah, because that's how games kind of were when I first started playing. It's like, oh, well, if you don't go first and you get your energy attachment, you're not going to win the game kind of thing.
Yes. Arceus V-Star is a very cool card,
Yeah.
but I can't say it was the best thing for, like, the meta. No, still love Corviknight.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, we were talking a little bit about Toronto.
Yeah.
And so we gotten through the first couple. So Jelly Guardy
Jelly
won.
Guardy, Raging Bolt.
Got second, and then there were 2 Poltnoir in the top 4.
Yeah, one of them had the Moltres, and then one of them had something else. Had Maractus.
Dude, the Cactus, the Retreat Trap. I will say the Retreat Trapping, I think, is getting better. And because less people are playing things like Penny, Turo, and the like.
Yeah.
One other thing I noted for one of the top 4 lists, they actually only played 2 Luminous Energy and went to 2 Fire. And I think that was Saris because she was playing the Moltres.
Yeah.
And so you wanted more outs to get your Night Stretchers to get energy back for Moltres.
Definitely. That's cool, too.
Jolly, top 32 Ks. Yes, actually, that's what Rafal is playing and was playing on stream a little bit ago because Moltres is like a really efficient attacker.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely a Moltres believer now.
It's also, in case you guys didn't know, very good into Goldango. Weirdly good into Venusaur, too, but that's not one you usually hit on.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah.
Oh, and that makes sense. So she didn't play Monkey Dory, just the Moltres.
Okay. I can get down with that then.
And so what else was in top 8?
I mean, Justin.
Yeah, Justin was pretty cool playing Goldango.
Goldango.
Katie, Pokemon player from the UK, got top 8, which is awesome to see.
Also, definitely cool. Let's see if this list has anything crazy.
It doesn't look like, actually. It looks like a very standard list.
Yeah, very standard list. 3 Stretcher.
Well, honestly, this is basically my list if you swap Hilda for Dawn. No, that's like...
No, this one doesn't play Dawn. Dawn is one of the other lists.
Right, if you swap Hilda out for Dawn.
Oh, you're not playing Hilda, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's a good list.
Yeah, this is a good list. I kind of like this. I like this, too.
So, and this is other, as we're pulling this out.
Yeah.
One of the things I would take home is when you are building your deck, because the meta is just wild. Even if a deck's 25% of the floor, that still means there's 1,500 other people you can play with a different deck. So it's always going to be better to lean towards making your deck function and then add side techs or pieces in there.
So much Dragapult
rather than hard
here.
tech.
So much
Holy!
Dragapult. Look at all this Dragapult.
There's so much.
Yeah. Oh, man, if I would have gone to this event, I would have made the right decision.
So, dude, Dragapult.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Jesse Parker, top 64 with Miraidon?
hands?
Miraidon? Yeah.
Goodness.
Yeah, Andrew Mahone made like the vlog about it, about like that, like his like crew and how they did.
Well, Jesse was on stream at one point, I believe, playing
Yeah,
Miraidon.
he played Winnin' against Justin.
That's insane.
Yeah, and he lost, unfortunately. But it went down to game 3.
And by the way, can I say it is appalling that he was playing his winning in for cut and got 43rd?
Yeah, that's crazy too.
That is absurd.
Yeah, that's crazy. I know.
But yeah, there's a lot of Dragapult. There's a
Dragapult.
little bit of Absol.
Yeah.
There's a Severedge in top 64. Oh, Ross Cawthorn.
Yeah, Ross.
Okay, that's
that
fair.
makes sense.
Yep, that fits.
Yep.
Yeah, this is really...
Yeah. This is
It's
kinda cool.
surprisingly not much has
Yo,
changed.
Ken.
Yeah, Ken
with the pitch.
control.
With the pitch.
So Mole Raider, he streams sometimes. Ken is super smart.
He's
great
always in the
dude.
chat here.
Yes.
We were talking about. He was talking about how he was helping one of his buddies test last week when we were doing the meta breakdown, and he was talking about how an awful experience he was having playing Dragon Bolt.
It sucks sometimes.
It does, yeah. But it was definitely funny that he was like talking about all that stuff, and then goes out and gets this awesome finish at the event. So
It's so
big,
cool.
big congrats. To him.
Ken is a great player, or
Yeah.
Kenneth is a great player, and they do best when they don't take prizes.
Mm.
So beware if you ever get matched up against them,
Yeah.
because they will make your life miserable.
Definitely. There's Rahul already got a Terra Box finish.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Terrorbox still in there.
I know a lot of people were not big on the Terra Box going into this event.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sammy saying Jesse squawked away Zekrom.
Yeah.
That is hard. Dang.
Yeah.
Because Zekrom, for those who don't know, Zekrom came out of the black and white set, or the black set, has an attack 130 plus 50 more for each prize your opponent's taken, and boy, does that scale quickly. So you can one-shot anything in the game with that,
Definitely.
even Mega Venusaur.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely some cool stuff here.
Yeah,
Cool
there's
event.
actually
Yeah.
there's a bunch of Grimmsnarl as you start to work your way down the list.
Yeah. There's a Grimmsnarl that made, I think, 9th place or something
Oh,
like that.
that's right.
Top
Yeah.
16 or something like that. Yeah.
Goodness. There are
Yeah.
there's one more Flareon in top 256.
Yeah.
There's another Cerulege.
Cerulege is cool. Alakazam.
We do see an Alakazam,
which
which
is another one.
okay, we got a couple
Yeah.
in there.
Oh, June. June comes to our locals sometimes.
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is super unfortunate for Jesse Sammy. Like
Yeah.
missing the chain and not being able to use Zekrom. Ooh, that sucks.
Definitely. There's a lot of cool stuff. Greninja.
All right, so we finally see
256.
Greninja 256. But honestly,
Greninja.
it seems, for better or worse, it was basically the same format
Yeah.
as pre-holidays.
Definitely. Yeah, it seems pretty.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Pretty chill. So this is one reason I'm really excited, because we have a baby set coming out in a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
And this is the set with Dragonite EX, I believe,
And
and
it's
a
got-
couple others.
It's got art rare Dreepies and Dracloaks in it.
Well, that's really the reason why the set's going to be expensive. But it also comes out with Pokepad,
Yeah,
which is a huge deal.
definitely.
And then we don't have our main set for a bit still, right?
Yeah. Is our next main set February, March?
I think it may
April.
be March or April. Because I think
would it be the rotation set then?
oh, I think it may be.
It might be the rotation set.
Dude, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. March and April. So that makes sense. So,
Wait, so does that mean one more main set in before rotation, or we just have, or is it just gonna be rotation period?
listen, I would have to look that up. I don't
yeah.
know off the top of my
Yeah.
head.
It's probably just the rotation set then.
probably just a rotation
Yeah.
set. But pre-release is end of March. Okay.
Aha, Rafal.
Yeah, and Rafal
There he
getting top
is.
256.
There we go.
Very upset about losing
Yeah.
that last couple rounds, but
Definitely.
still a good run.
Yeah.
And then I think Evan Smith also on the team. Oh, Dakari went and played? That's
Oh,
awesome.
That's cool.
Couple Chicago locals here.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a lot of people came out to play.
Okay, so it is rotation
The
set.
rotation
So
event. Okay.
that's going to be fascinating. Yeah, it's Dream and then main set rotation.
Oh, wow, we're
okay.
in the top 512 territory here now.
There's so many people in day
Yeah.
2.
That's crazy.
Hey, I have my one top 455th result, and I'm very proud of it.
Yeah, you should be.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Day 2 was appalling, but
Yeah,
that's
day two
okay.
can be a war zone sometimes. What
Alright.
is this? 323rd place? Toxtricity.
Okay,
Absol.
so
That's cool.
Rafal, great player, has been on here recently. He has shared some of the results from Japan.
Yeah.
And one of the things from Japan is Toxtricity is not bad.
Okay.
And so do you know what Toxtricity does?
I don't remember.
I will happily explain.
Yeah.
So Toxtricity is a stage 1 dark Pokemon. It's like 130 HP, but has an ability where once during your turn, you can search your deck for a dark energy and attach it to one of your benched dark Pokemon, and then put 2 damage counters on it. And so anytime you get energy acceleration from the deck, that is very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
The issue is right now we have Dragapult and Dusknoir and Monkey Dory, and you giving yourself damage that your opponent can take advantage of is not always
Yeah.
ideal.
Definitely.
Ooh, so Sammy, this is a great question. Brian, if you're on the edge and need to kind of reach to get your invite, and you have play it out or ID for day 2, are you playing or are you IDing?
IDing.
Really?
I would probably ID. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I'd rather, well, if the ID is granted, I'd rather guarantee the fact I can play some more than possibly just have the run end short.
I mean, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
I would be on the side of play it out,
Yeah.
barring it being a bad matchup. If you know
Yeah.
it's a bad matchup, take the ID. If not,
hmm
that 3 match points rather than 1 is a huge deal going into day 2.
Yeah.
But,
Definitely.
Sammy, especially, I think that answer changes for me with the IC. At an IC, you getting top 256 is 100 points.
Yeah.
And that's a huge deal. So just getting to play the next day is probably more important. And then Jolly saying that Toxtricity could do some funny checkmates. That does seem interesting. And it just gives you so much to work with. And then also, Josh, for Meowth EX coming in. Do you know
Oh
what that one
yeah,
does, Brian?
that's like the new Luminion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's colorless Pokemon too,
Yeah.
which means
It's like it's got some other text on it, right? It's not just straight like, oh, you can get a supporter, right?
no, it's you go to get a supporter.
Oh, it is?
I think it's the
Okay.
same text as Luminion.
Oh, but it's like there's not as many ways to get it out because we don't have like Quick Ball or anything. So
True.
Yeah,
You only
to,
have Ultra Ball
Ultra Ball to get it out and play.
because Pokepad does not work on Pokemon with a rule box.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But the I know Festival League being A tier is wild,
yeah.
but also Watchtower shuts down Meowth.
Yeah, that's the thing I was thinking about. It's like there's definitely some counter like check and balance kind of thing that was like in place for the Meowth.
There is. So
Yeah.
I think Watchtower may see a big uptick in play,
Mhm.
especially if you're not reliant on Meowth or something to play the game.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, listen, y'all, Festival League, to be honest, is an inherently solid deck. You get multiple searches every single turn. You get to attack twice with a bunch of different Pokemon. You use all single prize Pokemon. Like, you do some cool stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely do.
So, Quad Judge Watchtower. Oh, God. And yes, Josh, the attack is to loop itself, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then, Brian, what are you looking for from, like, next sets or going into rotation?
Going into rotation, I feel like it's just gonna be like playing comfort unless like the rotation set has like a crazy new archetype, like when Gardevoir was printed.
Yeah, that was absolutely
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any, like, I think the term is, like, parasitic, where, like, the entire archetype's from the set. I
Yeah.
don't think there's one of those that's high
Yeah.
tier.
I don't know because we haven't really seen too much. I think it just depends on what Japan does.
And that's usually it. So
Yeah.
Japan's usually good insight on what to do, though granted, their deck list and deck building looks very different
Yeah,
from ours.
just because they play differently. Because they play best of 1 versus us playing best of 3.
Yes, which is a
Yeah.
huge deal.
Definitely.
All right, so then getting more into today, what do you expect to see this last round?
Last round, we haven't seen Goldengo yet or Guardy.
We haven't.
Yeah,
Actually, that's true.
That's kind of interesting that we haven't seen either one. I would be open to seeing either one.
I assume we have some guard. I
Yeah.
assume we have some Goldango here.
Yeah, we've definitely been seeing some cool stuff so far. So I wouldn't mind seeing like a tier A, tier S kind of like deck matchup.
I'm just a little bummed we haven't seen a Wug Trio yet.
I
That's
guess-
really the
I
downside
guess-
for me.
I guess Josh started a little slow today.
Yes. So I don't know if you were watching, but our invitational a couple weeks ago, we actually had Wug Trio get top 4, which was incredible. And we had Slowking lose an ASIM, which
Yeah.
was also incredible.
That was also incredible too.
Yes, Slowking with Teal Mask, Ogerpon, and E-Switch was sick.
Yeah,
So Wonjun, great choice, and Josh, great run.
Yeah.
Just awesome.
and it's just cool that our local players were able to show up with stuff like that and still get a cool, credit payout.
I got to say, Wug Trio,
Yeah.
you get 4 more ball search cards for all of you guys.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
flip some coins,
flip some
baby.
coins, man. Yeah,
You're already doing it with Kangaskhan.
yeah, might as well, right?
Yeah, exactly. Arbliva?
Arboliva, I think.
That's a cool deck.
Yeah.
So, do you know what that one does, Brian?
No.
Not I can explain. Okay, cool. So, sorry. I always want to check so we have too much. But it's a stage 2. Has an attack. I don't remember the exact stats, but you get to do, I think, 160 or something damage in 20 damage increments.
Oh.
So you can spread all over the board and fix math perfectly, and that is, you do it all for a single attachment.
Cool.
So that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's not great.
Yeah,
It's pretty good.
definitely.
And Sammy, it is, 20 damage 6 times. Thank you. 1
Yeah.
grass. Thank you, Josh. Listen, it's okay to be an aggro player, Sammy. That's okay. All right, so Brian, we got a little bit of time. We're getting
Yeah.
our next round set up.
Definitely.
What do we have to look forward to this season here at Nerd Rage Gaming?
Our invitational will be starting up pretty soon.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out when it will. I remember some people were asking me last week when it's going to start up, and I said I have no idea. I'll be honest with you.
Well, luckily, we have an idea.
We have an idea.
Yes.
Hopefully next week.
Well, we did just talk about. We actually are going to have it start next week. So
Yeah.
next week is going to be our first challenge of 2026. And so we're going to use that as the kickoff for our spring invitational.
Yeah, so that means someone's going to be able to get an auto invite, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
They can just get it out of the way right now.
Which is fantastic.
Yeah,
Because
which is
if we
cool.
don't have stream, I'm going to hope it's me. And we're going to try our best. But yeah, so we're going to have our first event of our invitational on Thursday. So that means we'll get an update for a leaderboard where we're at. And Brian, I know you and I are going to be talking a bunch, hopefully. But are you going to try to qualify?
If I get the opportunity to,
Okay.
I think that'd be cool.
I was going to say, dude, we could honestly rotate on challenges, give each other a chance to qualify.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see one of
We'll
these
see.
days.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It also kind of depends. Like if you're getting kind of close to that invite, you need those local finishes. We might have to kind of cycle you out here so you can kind of get those.
Listen, I have a
Yeah.
top 16 at a challenge as a finish right now, so I probably need to get some better points. Yes.
Yeah. Top
Again,
16 challenge is
it's
crazy.
not great.
That's crazy.
I've played exactly 4 challenges, and I have a first, 2 eighths, and a top 16.
I've only played one challenge as like a point event this entire season.
Right. Well, so that's the problem for the invite is I got to be
know.
efficient, man.
Yeah, I know, right?
It's tough.
It's hard to make time for all this stuff.
I know. So actually, I'll ask y'all if you have a good deck for me to play to a local event because I just don't want to use Recon Directive 47 times. Hit me up because I need something good that's effective that can snag me some points.
Yeah,
here.
definitely. Need some best of one decks because Dragapult sometimes not the greatest best of one deck out there.
I feel like the greatest best of one deck. It's like Lost Tita, but then I
Yeah.
say that and I won 2 cups of Lost Tita.
Yeah.
So it's better than anything else.
I remember one of those was that Rockford Cup. That one was a marathon right there.
Goodness, that one
Yeah.
wasn't right there. And Josh, I will take Eevee off your hands. Espeon EX, remarkably helpful. No, that Rockford Cup was a grind.
That was a grind for sure. There was a lot of people there, and it was a long event. We were there until it was dark out.
Yes. I had to play Michael Davidson in finals.
Yeah.
That was not ideal, but
Yeah.
it's fine. But all right, yeah, so we have our League Invitational starting next week. Just as a reminder, that is going through the course of the rest of the regular season. So we will end our Invitational when the Pokemon season ends with NAIC. And it's going to include auto invites if you get first or second in challenges, auto invites if you get top 4 at our cups, and then we'll have the top 16 players qualify via points. Other thing I want to note is Ryan, our team member, has been working on a lovely survey for locals, people who watch, people who are interested in the event. And we'd love to share with you guys. Get your feedback on it so we know we can make any tweaks on scoring, points, qualification, just other stuff. Because, Brian, is there anything you saw from the last couple of months that you think is like good to keep going or something we should change?
Yeah, it's always good to get like any sort of feedback. I personally don't really have any feedback personally.
Sure,
I just
okay,
feel like
cool.
that I just like what the Invitational's kind of done for our community.
Yeah.
Get a lot of new players from it. I think that's probably the best reward out of all of it is that there's just more people playing, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think for me, the feedback is I really want to find more ways to kind of get the stream involved.
Yeah,
like whether
that's
it's
fair.
advertising, whether it's
Yeah.
getting y'all here, like, because I think we have such an opportunity to do something cool that we can get people invested in,
Yeah,
interested in. So
that's cool. I think that's also a good thing too. I always like seeing when our chat gets involved in stuff too.
yeah,
And we're able to kind of like get everyone interacted together and stuff like that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so if y'all have any ideas, stuff you'd want to see, way you want to approach stuff, things we should not be saying and be more professional, just let us know.
Yeah, let us know.
Love
You
to
can
hear.
always let us know in chat. You can always DM us,
Yes.
all that stuff.
And so I think we've got Moshi. Moshi versus Tristan. What's Moshi playing?
Probably Dragapult.
All right, so we actually get Dragapult versus Donzard, which, let me tell y'all, is either a fascinating, really interesting game or over in 4 turns.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to see which way this goes.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us about this matchup, Brian.
I feel like out of all the Zard versus Pult matchups, I feel like Donzard is the one that has the best chance to beat Pult. Because like
Really?
historically, I feel like that Pult is just destroyed Zard.
Yes.
Yeah, but the Donzard is interesting though, just because you're able to just search out so many Pokemon at one time that you're able to just have like a lot of pieces kind of ready to go, and it helps with getting your Dusknoir line kind of in check.
And that is a big deal.
Yeah.
Like the Dusknoir and Dusclops are a way to kind of provide the aggression you need. I will say, Donzard has the issue in that Budew is nearly catastrophic for it.
Yeah.
Because it is so easy to buy multiple turns since you don't have many ways to cheat in the Charizard, and you don't have many easy attackers to go with outside of something like Fan Rotom.
Yeah, that's true.
So Dragapult is very favored, but like you said, if Donzard pops off a little bit, it can definitely take the win.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we are going to get into this game here. Like we said, Moshi, who's a little bit broken right now, is playing against Tristan. And we'll see who gets to go first, because that's also a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely a big deal, too. Alrighty. So, ooh, okay.
Well, and that's not ideal.
Yeah, not ideal, but...
All right, and so
Yeah.
Tristan starting off, Brian, what are we trying to do?
I mean, Fan Rotom. We started
That's-
Fan Rotom. That's huge. So
That
we
is.
we are getting Hoot Hoots and Noctowls in play right away, or Hoot Hoot, Pidgey, Noctowl, anything like that. So depending on what we have, also I think we have an Ultra Ball in hand too, which can grab us the Terrapagos. So we're kind of chilling here. I kind of like this.
I agree. It's not bad. I think what Tristan would really like to have is a Dawn.
Yeah,
And so
definitely.
going to get that Noctowl, which, do we have one in hand? We do not. But going to get that Noctowl, I think, will be necessary, or to get that Terrapagos.
Yeah, definitely will be.
All right, so we see the Jet come down
Yep.
on the Fan Rotom. And are we not going to see the Ultra Ball?
Maybe not. Maybe we'll just see what we get off the next card potentially.
No, I think we have to, because Tristan's got to
Oh,
know.
yeah, we
Moshi's
c-
going to item lock.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I do understand now. So it looks like we will go for the Ultra Ball here for the Terrapagos.
I think you do go for the Terrapagos, because I
Yeah.
think the idea is you're going to use Noctowl for Dawn next turn.
Yeah, makes sense for sure.
So, all right. So, I mean, Tristan's able to set up, like, get a solid turn going first.
Definitely.
But is it
Okay.
enough?
Yeah, we'll find out here. But solid start for Tristan already, though. Definitely like this.
It really is. I think that's
Yeah.
about all you could ask for, short of already having
Yeah.
a Dawn in hand.
All right, so we get the Budew. We have the Buddy Poppins, so pretty solid for Christian so far here. So we're gonna go through the deck here, kind of see what we're working with. Looks like we're gonna go shuffle up here and go from there.
And I think that Double Dreepy is the right choice.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
there is a risk for Stadium Boss with a Noctowl.
That's an interesting cut.
I think Moshi basically said, I'm going to Iono, so I'm going to get rid of those top 6.
Yeah, that's so funny. But I want to see what the rest of the hand is like, so we can see if we're gonna do anything else.
I don't think we really
Yeah,
are.
that's true.
This is Dragapult, Countercatcher, multiple Dusclops.
Yeah.
So then what does Moshi want to see here?
Definitely another Buddy Poppin would be nice. Energy would be nice. Latias, anything that can get that Budew into the active.
I think that's the urgent thing,
Yeah.
is we need a way to get Budew into active.
Yeah, so we do have the Ultra Ball, which can get us the Latias. The only problem is, I mean, besides having that 2-prize liability here, is we don't have any ghosts to start,
We don't. So
which
we,
is tough.
we have a little bit of time,
Yeah,
which
we
is
do.
nice.
We definitely do.
I would have really preferred Moshi to keep that Countercatcher, though.
Yeah, Countercatcher is really important in these matchups too, because it helps just fix your math, period. Like, you're able to kind of get a lot of stuff kind of done with it. So we are going to see the Itchy Pollen come down here, and we are going to be item locked now. So we're pretty much going to be on like Dawn or Die mode here.
And with that Stadium, though, that allows
Yeah.
Tristan to apply so much pressure.
Definitely, because now the Fan Rotom can get going now, which is really huge here. So pretty much for Christian, now he's going to really need to have like a lot of Cloaks and other stuff to really get his game plan going now.
And honestly, that's okay.
Yeah.
I think Moshi recognizes giving up a prize or two is fine, as long as I'm able to apply pressure. Because Moshi really just needs to Phantom Dive twice
Yeah,
to win the game.
definitely. I mean, he's losing till he wins.
That sums it up
That's
perfectly.
the mantra. That is the mantra.
It truly is. It is truly Lost Tina in
Yeah,
deck form.
Definitely. So we're going to see the Fez come down here, and we are going to be seeing 11 cards here.
So the risk with putting the Fez down there is
Yeah.
now we can't put down a Duskull if we want to item lock.
Yeah, definitely. And that's one of the things I was kind of hesitant about. I kind of would rather just hold the Fez and just look at the like top 10 cards, because at least we're going to get 8 and then Cloak.
And that's also why I would have preferred to keep the Countercatcher, because then this is an opportunity to counter catcher up that Terrapagos and try to use Budu.
Well, he gets another one here, so he can use another counter catcher here, potentially. Okay, so we're going to see a bunch of other cards here. We have Luminous.
Okay, so we're getting a really good setup here.
Yeah, definitely. Interesting here. So, I mean, the Buddy Poppin would be pretty decent here. We can grab at least either the Budu or the Ghost to decide which one we want.
And that's the issue is now we can't get both.
We can't get both, which is tough. Yeah. Okay.
And Budu's definitely the necessary one here.
Definitely. So, looks like we are going to be going for another item lock play here. And the tough thing, too, is that there's no way for us to just bump the stadium without leaving a stadium in place. So, there's no way for us to really prevent the fan rotom from taking another prize here. But I guess it's okay for Christian's side here because he's going to be falling behind anyways for now.
And to be honest, I think that's something that's interesting to be lacking in the format.
Yeah.
Is there's no way to well, there's some,
Yeah.
but there's very few ways to purely eliminate the stadium outside of like attacking with Pidgeot.
Or Chen Pao.
Chen, okay, that is technically a way to do it. Yes,
It's not a good one.
it's not.
It's one, though.
Would not recommend, but
Yeah,
yes,
it is one. But there's nothing like a vacuum or like
exactly.
Yeah.
Which, dude, Lost Vacuum is a card I miss.
Oh,
That was such a good card.
I loved that card so much. Yeah.
All right, so we do see the 2 energy come down onto Terrapagos.
Yep.
And now that's big because Tristan does have 2 attackers set up and also has an energy in hand.
Yeah, energy in hand is huge too, and then the second Charmander also. So we have pretty much almost 3 attackers kind of like on standby, ready to go.
Yes. And so now the risk is Moshi's a little nervous if Tristan has a Gust, but we're just going to be knocking out this Budu.
But the other thing, though, on Tristan's side is that he doesn't have a Ghost either.
Correct.
So that's something that he's not going to be able to really take advantage of as much.
And so that also allows Christian a little more time to apply the pressure he needs.
Yeah, definitely. So it looks like we're going to go take that other knockout here. We're going to go into the Latias, and it looks like we'll be able to attack here.
We
least I
should
think.
be.
At
We have a
least-
Dragapult.
Yeah, at least I think. So we're going to draw 3.
All right, so we have Ultra Ball. We have another Dragapult.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, well.
Double.
Which, to be honest, that's actually a really good time to put that down.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
So, what's the move here?
I think he's going for the Hilda here.
See, this is the one time when Hilda's better than Research.
Yeah.
It's like once every 6 or 7 games,
Yeah.
you're like, I'm glad I play Hilda.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because, I mean, you can get both pieces that you really need here.
And so now this is a turn. Do we want to bench a Skull?
Yeah, I definitely like that idea here. I definitely do. And then looks like we're going to be maybe looking for it with the Night Stretcher potentially, or we're going to go for the Ultra Ball here.
I don't think there are any Duskull in the discard.
Yeah, so we're going to get the Skull here. And then with that, we'll be able to attack here. And I'm wondering if we're going to be playing something like the Counter Catcher to get extra prize here.
I hope so, because you
Yeah.
do not want to Phantom Dive this active Fan Rotom.
Definitely. I kind of like the idea of maybe like gusting Hoot Hoot, take out the Pidgey as like a knockout, or like, yeah, I feel like that's probably like what I would like best.
So I actually would love to see Gus Terrapagos knock out Pidgey.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Because I think for me, you don't need to take a 2-prize turn. You want to win in 2 attacks.
Yeah,
And attacking into the Terrapagos allows you to win in 2 attacks. Because you
Yeah.
attack, take a prize, set up the 2-prizer.
mm-hmm.
Getting rid of Hawlucha's big there.
Yeah,
And then also, next turn, you can Dusknoir, attack Charizard, clear the Fan Rotom.
yeah, definitely. Okay, looks like he's going with the play that I elected to, so let's see how that turns out.
Well, he listened to you at
He
least.
listened to me. He listened to one of us, I
He
guess.
did.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
And 2 prizes isn't bad,
Yeah, 2 prizes isn't bad.
but you still need to attack twice more now.
Absolutely, yeah. That's definitely something that we kind of will have to think about. But I guess depending on what Tristan's next couple turns kind of look like, it doesn't seem like a lot of these attacks can result in extra 2 prizers unless we have Gus involved.
True. And there is, like, Tristan does say Prime Catcher.
Yeah.
So we can easily take a 2-prize knockout on Fez and a 2-prize knockout on Latias.
Yeah, that's definitely something we can do.
But to your
definitely.
point, we don't have a Hoot Hoot down.
Yeah, we don't have Hoot Hoot. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about also.
And so I could be wrong. And maybe it was correct to take out the Hoot Hoot since it was a lone Hoot Hoot.
Yeah, definitely. And I just figured, though, because, like, if you take out both the Hoot Hoot and the Pidgey, it's like it really just eliminates a lot of the search power.
So that's a good
Yeah.
point, and I will have to accept that I'm wrong here. So good call,
Yeah.
Brian.
Oh,
I think that was a
Thank you,
correct
Dan.
call.
I appreciate that.
Of course, of course. Because otherwise, Tristan was about to, excuse my language, cook his ass.
Yeah.
So this was definitely the wise move by
Yeah,
Moshi.
Definitely, definitely.
And also, wise move, Tristan, getting that Fez down is big. And
Yeah.
There's really not another stage 2 you wanted.
Yeah, and definitely getting rid on Moshi's side, getting rid of the Halucha will allow it to come back into play in the future, and that could also result in a multi-prize turn
Yes.
with taking out like something like the Fez. That's definitely something we can think to take out.
And we're at a point with Tristan where any low HP basic he drops is a free prize.
Yeah, definitely.
So if you're going to drop a Duskull, you got to drop 2. If you're going to drop a Pidgey, you got to drop 2.
You gotta drop 2. Yeah, unless it has 70 HP. Like even those ones aren't technically safe. They're definitely safer, but they're not technically safe.
And that's the issue with Pidgey and Duskull. It's
Yeah.
50 or 60 HP only.
Yeah, definitely. That's really what is tough about it. Yeah.
So then, what is Tristan's ideal response here?
Yeah, so I think it is taking out the Fez. I feel like that's the big one here. I think you got to take out the Fez here. It's just tough, though, because it almost feels like there's a checkmate in a way with that bear being there.
The bear is tough.
The bear is tough. It's tough to maneuver around. And it's like not having ghosts in the prior turns is starting to really come back to haunt Tristan in a way.
I think this is one of the reasons why Dragapult is so favored.
Yeah.
Is because it's so hard for Donzar to set up an appropriate board.
Yeah. And you need to have like a literal like picture perfect setup in order for you to even like stand a chance in a way.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And that's so hard to pull together.
definitely.
So then, this Dragapult surviving, there's no Gust in Tristan's hand. So
Yeah.
everything on the bench is surviving.
Definitely. I mean, we already used our supporter and all of that. We can't use counter catcher or anything like that.
Nope.
Yeah, it's kind of tough here. We're kind of in a tough position.
So what do you think is the right attacker here?
And it's tough, too, because, I mean, we already have this Charmander in the active. We got to get that out of the active, too.
So it has free retreat
Oh, that
if
has
there's
free
no
retreat?
energy attached.
Oh, that's got free retreat? That's kind of fire. I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, if there's no
Yeah.
energy attached to it, it can retreat for free.
Okay. Nice little pivot then. So I guess we're going to go into the Zard here. And if we're punching into this Dragapult, I don't really like that play that much. It doesn't feel like a good play per se.
So I would have loved to see the punch with Fan Rotom.
Yeah.
At a
Yeah,
minimum,
absolutely.
just to prevent Christian from taking an easy prize.
Yeah, definitely. But just like a punch like this, it doesn't feel great.
It does not. And Moshi still has such a huge hand.
Yeah, he's got a lot to work with here. Definitely.
And so then what's the game plan for Moshi?
I mean, this Dusclops can open up a lot of avenues for him. He can take a prize on Fan Rotom. I mean, he can technically win this turn.
I don't think he can win this
Yeah, he
turn
can win
because
this
he's
turn.
at 3.
He can win this turn, I think. He's got boss.
Oh,
Yeah,
never mind.
he's got
You're right.
boss.
You're right.
He's
You're
got
right.
boss. He can win.
There you go. And
Yeah.
so when I said we needed 2 Phantom Dives, I was correct. I
Yeah,
just
you were-
didn't map
yeah.
them out correctly.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, wow.
That was
I'm surprised-
such a clean turn by Moshi.
I'm surprised I even saw that.
That was beautiful.
Yeah,
That was good eye.
That was really good, yeah.
All right, so then a very efficient closeout
I mean,
by
it definitely
Moshi.
helps when you have a million cards in your hand, but yeah, definitely.
And we see Thor playing Festival Lead.
Festival lead.
I love it. Into freaking Kangaskhan. And this
Yeah.
is not a matchup I have tested, Brian.
I feel like this is a matchup that's not very good for Festival lead.
It seems like it would be atrocious.
Yeah. I mean, even if you have the double attack here, I mean, that's just a big body. You got to like 4-shot that thing in order to knock it out.
I mean, doing 200 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Technically, you can do 380 if you use Max Belt and then, what is it? Black Belt.
That's a lot.
It is a
just
lot.
for it to get knocked out the next turn.
Correct.
But I mean, it gets you 3 prizes at the end of the day, so I don't know.
Well, actually, if there's no Kang on the board, it's not a. There is no
oh
next
yeah,
turn.
that
It's
is
just
true.
gone.
Yeah, that is true.
So if Thor still has access to black belt,
Yeah,
the max belt's already in the hand.
yeah, definitely. I
Oh,
mean, this
goodness.
board's pretty crazy too. We got 3 Thwackies here.
Yeah, 3 times to just go
3
get whatever
quick
you want out
searches?
of your deck.
That's pretty good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
So let's see what Thor decides to go with
yeah.
here. Also, I'm sure he gets this all the time, but that's just an awesome name.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So who would you say is favored in this matchup?
I have no idea. It's tough to see because like, I mean, Festival Lead is just so good at trading up, but at the same time, it's like these are some really big Pokemon that you really need to get around here.
And we have the combo.
We have the combo. We got the double attack with the
Holy!
with the max belt and the black belt
So we are doing 190 damage
twice.
So hitting 380,
Yeah.
which one-shots the Mega
crazy.
Kangaskhan EX with a Bravery Charm.
That's crazy. Wow.
Goodness me.
That's crazy. And it feels like it's tough too because even if you clutch something,
He's a
like you
Jet
got-
Energy in hand.
Yeah, I know. It's tough here.
This is we tuned in at the right time
yeah,
for this game.
we definitely did. Yeah, we definitely did.
All right, so how does Martin respond to
Oh,
that, even
man.
just emotionally?
Yeah, I don't even know because I feel like you have to like hand disrupt, like Gus clutch.
Right.
Yeah.
And so the gust actually would matter a lot because that Thwacky only searches out something if your active Pokemon has a Festival Lead ability.
Yeah, definitely. So that matters too.
Oh, but Bear is a big deal
Bear
here.
is a big deal. Yeah, Bear is big because Bear attacks for free.
It does.
Yeah, Bear attacks for free. That's huge.
Now, the unfortunate part is there is a Pokemon on the bench with a Festival Lead ability for Thor, so it could be challenging for him to
Yeah,
respond.
Definitely.
Or I'm sorry, it could be easy for him to respond even with the disruption.
Yeah, definitely. And we do have Boss in hand too. So
Rosic.
row 6.
Okay, y'all are seeing the sauce
Yeah.
after the meta matchup here.
Definitely. Okay.
All right, so for Xerosic, it does say your opponent has to discard until they have 3 cards in hand. So, Brian, what are the 3 cards Thor needs to keep here?
We need to keep maybe the Jet Energy, one of the evolutions, and maybe the boss.
That was exactly my thought.
I
So
think,
for
I think
me-
we keep the whatever the big fish is.
So you can use the Night Stretcher.
Oh, I guess you can get the Night Stretcher for the big fish back, but I definitely wanted to see the boss stay in hand.
So I think I would have kept the boss over
Yeah.
the Jet Energy.
Okay.
Because the Jet doesn't really matter.
That's true. Yeah, at least the Grass Energy can be used for both Pokemon.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
we have another boss in deck, we can just go get it.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so we put that back into play. We can boom boom groove for a boss to end the game.
What an ability
potentially.
name.
Let's see. Let's see. Do we have it? Do we have it?
I imagine we have another.
We have another Pokemon, right? Is it just Pokemon on the bench, or does it have to be Festival Lead
Pokemon on the bench.
Yeah, so we can just put down that.
Well, we have a black belt.
Yeah.
But that is going to black belt would not do it
I
actually.
think we just don't we need to just boss Veltal?
We do, but I
Oh.
don't know if we have another boss available.
Oh, that's true.
And we're just doing a little bit of math
yeah.
here. So we would technically do 200 right now.
I'm wondering.
Oh, we have the silver bangle.
Silver bangle.
So that would be 130 plus 40 to 170 twice. That would do the
Alright,
trick.
I guess that takes care of it. Okay.
This is
Bangle.
wild.
Wow.
And we see back to back. And poor Martin is reading and
Yeah.
just saying, what the heck is going on?
Wow.
All right.
Oh wow.
Festival Lead
Festival Lead.
closes out the win.
Festival Lead's fire.
Dude, apparently.
Definitely.
Okay, so then are we seeing this as a real deck post-rotation?
It's definitely real.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'm curious. Well, so Brian, what are your thoughts coming out of today?
We had a fun time. I mean, we got to see a fun little variety of decks. you know, we got to see the fun stuff, we got to see the sweaty stuff, we got to see a little bit of in between. So I think it was a cool night. We got to go over some rulings, we got to go over some results.
Champ Festival B
Yeah.
leader. Good God.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Sorry,
So,
keep going,
no,
Brian. I
but
was
it's-
distracted by
yeah,
that.
it's been it was a good night that we had. You know,
Yeah.
it was nice and easy. Can't complain. You know.
No, I would agree. I think
Yeah.
it's cool to see someone, like you said, the top meta decks doing well because there were a brick or two, but in general, most of the decks kind of function how they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But man, seeing Absol, seeing Donzard, and then seeing Festival Lead just absolutely cook a Kangaskhan, I don't know what more you could ask
Yeah.
for.
Exactly.
All right, so Brian, any last thoughts for the people before we get
No,
out of here?
Just want to say thank you to everybody for always coming out to watch and support. You know, it's cool hearing people like when we hear in our like NRG group chat that like people are coming up to like the players and stuff like that and saying that they like watched a stream and stuff like that. That means the world to us. It definitely encourages us to put more effort into the stream and stuff like that. So anytime that you guys see us at events, like don't hesitate, come say hi, do this and that, like tell us what we can do better for the stream and stuff like that. Definitely appreciate everyone who's always interacting with us in chat and stuff like that. That's all for me. What you got, Dan?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
I agree completely. And Champ, thank you
Yeah.
very much. We're glad to be here.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But no,
appreciate it.
we love every time anyone comes
Yeah.
up, says hi, because, dude, I didn't expect to have anyone know who the heck I was coming
Yeah.
into this game. So this
Absolutely.
is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool experience. Just being able to come back week after week and have like a lot of the same names and
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It'll be cool to put like names to faces and stuff like that. So it would be cool to like meet more of you guys in person and stuff like that. So I hope I can make it out to event eventually. so I can-
Eventually.
Yeah.
But no, thank you all very much for
Absolutely.
joining. Really appreciate it. I'm excited that we got our League Invitational starting up again next week. And
Yeah.
hopefully I will be here consistently next
Absolutely.
week.
Definitely.
But it has been great having you here. Thank you very much for joining. Next week will be a challenge. So we'll get more Pokemon, a little sweatier.
Yeah.
But we will see you all here next time here at Nerd Rage Gaming.